Yeah. What y'all doing? Where's my headset at? My headset. Yeah, let's see where I put it at. All right. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Turn the speaker on so I can have. Oh, check, mic, check, mic, check. Okay. Mic, check, mic, check. All right. All right, now. Yeah, it's time to ask the real questions around here. Oops. I'm right here and everything. Slow start. I gotta get off this thing soon, so it's alright. Guess since everybody keep bringing up the DEI thing, let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Let's talk about what's the benefits of it, what's the reasons behind it, is it really helping? Let's see if we can break deeper to this one right here. So I believe everything be said for a reason. Things are said for a reason. We gotta just wonder why. That's how we gotta figure things out for real. These little pistachios hitting Hey, pistachios. hmm So on this topic, I want to know if the programs like the or any other programs that's out here, right? Is it really helping us, or is it pitying us more? 'Cause I think it's getting to a point. It's like, why did they have to? Why do they have to make programs to satisfy groups of people? If it's based off into skill, like, why don't they just make a law where they don't discriminate and they based off the skill and not the condition you in and not the color? So that ain't helping anybody. That's what I'm wondering. I'm just wondering. So I'm wondering if it's like, I don't know if that people don't notice. It's like, especially a lot of us, they don't notice we getting pitied more than anything, and we just falling for it. It's like, okay, we're gonna give you a little bit of this so you can make you feel like you're doing something. I'm gonna throw a little bit of this and make you feel like, well, this thing should have been normalized, and they got to make programs just for us to feel the same. This basically to shut us up. Okay, we're gonna do this for you to make it seem like you're more special when they should have been doing that from the beginning. So that's what I'm trying to get to about this. Is like, Like really. And I get what, Kirk was saying with the like why don't base it off of skill instead of the colors? Like I don't think me myself, I don't believe people shouldn't be getting hired because of their race and they should be getting not hired because of their race. Like it should be based off that. But I don't know if people understand that. It's like they talking about we have to make I'm thinking about all type of stuff. Why we don't have no black laws? We don't have no this laws like that's crazy. Like why are we asking for something that should have been normal? That's like asking for good fathers. That's their job. That's the minimum. That's what they supposed to do. How we gotta ask for something that's supposed to be normalized? That junk is so crazy. It's so crazy though, but we gonna dig deep into it because like there's a reason behind a lot of this stuff for real, and I don't think people take the time to think. I be taking time to think. I put my stuff to the side, like, all right, why is people saying for what they saying, why they saying it? I mean, what's the reasons? She said, but what? That's what was either I misinterpreted. So that it seemed like a program. The thing is, all they have to do is make a law, which don't make no sense. Make a law. If somebody get caught being discriminative of people based off their skills, that should be just that. We don't need a whole program to say, hey, let's just go ahead and get these group of people because they crying or because they feel like they're not uh, even or something like that. Like that, I don't think that's the route.
So you saying DEI is stupid?
I don't get it. I just don't. I think it served no purpose for real. Like, why they don't just make a law to say treat people fair? That don't make sense though. Why they
I
have to
think
make a program to help people out to help them say, okay, cool, um you're less likely to get picked from certain people, so we're just gonna force you to get picked. It just don't make sense.
I agree with that. I
Mm,
think I do construction, and I don't think DEI, like, even if they tried to place DEI in the blue collar field,
mm,
it'd get really really silly really really fast, in my opinion. Like having, and I'm not saying like certain groups of people do it better, but like certain individuals have more drive. They have a better work ethic. They're stronger. They're more physically capable of doing things.
mm-hmm.
Um, so if I worked in a workplace that wasn't that I worked in, I really
Yeah.
couldn't speak on it. But I'm a plumber. I'm a I'm a plumber pipe fitter. I don't. I can honestly say there's not very many females in my field of work. We have a lot of females that have engineering degrees that tell us how to do our job. But as far as like actually doing the job,
Mm-hmm.
it would cost a lot more, in my opinion. Um, and as far as race goes, I mean, I'm gonna pick who's harder working. I'm not. I don't care about your color.
Right.
I don't care about who you're married to. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. Like, it doesn't matter. In my field of expertise, it's who gets the job done and who works harder. That's who's going to land the job.
Yeah, that's
And
what it should be.
yeah, and then DEI, it doesn't work in blue collar trades at all. It never has. It never will. Companies want to make money. They can do the DEI in the office. You're not doing it in the field. It'll never.
Mm.
It doesn't work that way. So, and that's in my profession.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what
But
I'm saying. I think the
you
base
you
of
you can't make it work in blue collar trades. But I can definitely see how you could. Like, I can definitely see it in an office setting, especially like, I don't know, engineers. Oh God, blue collar look.
what happened? We got a phone call. Go ahead. Let me get Naya in real quick. Anyway, she on the teacup. She must be looking up some stuff.
No, no,
Mm-hmm.
I was checking out. Thank you. You too. Okay, so this what I gotta say on it, right? Because I don't disagree with what y'all saying. It's just when I say I think I misinterpreted DEI. It's the fact of what you saying can be true, and the instance how we're seeing it is true. And I think we tend to put on the race also, not including the fact of it also is gender as well in that. I do agree with the
Yeah,
fact of where I do agree with the fact of where it should be a simple law, right? We can all agree on that. Treat everyone equally, right? However, comma, it's businesses who's not doing that. That's where the problem becomes. I don't think
yeah,
also in the fact of the hiring side of it and stuff like that. I always interpreted DEI is, for example, if I go into a job interview and I have the same skill set plus more that follow the skill set for that job, and another race or gender coming there that has lower than what they're supposed to need, the reason why I was not picked was because of my race. That's kind of like, hey, I have the skill. It's not just to hire somebody because of their own. Hey, let the skills be known. But I think people have misinterpreted the DEI so much because if living in America, you're gonna hear about race. You can't take race out of America at this point. Like,
mm.
Can I kind of touch on that?
Hold up real quick. I gotta get one more person in. Then we can go to open panel. Is Auntie you there?
I'm here.
Go ahead. What you got for me?
Um, I guess my question is, do you guys know what DEI stands for?
Yes, I mean, dang, I just looked at it. Basically, inclusive. I forgot. Basically, it's just fairness. It's like a fairness thing, trying to get people. It's like a fairness.
Well,
That's all.
so it
Equity,
means
inclusion.
Yeah, something.
it.
Yeah, I forgot it that fast. I had it down.
So yeah, so it stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Right.
Um, and what I think is really worrying to me is that we need more places that have that because there's a lot of diverse people that we don't even we don't even know what they can bring to the table. They can bring to the table all sorts of skill sets that and background that we don't even consider. And we need to learn from that. And inclusiveness, of course, is really just accepting each other for who we are. And then equity, what's so important about equity is equal work it means equal pay. And so if you are doing the same job as the next person, then you are getting equal pay, which, the last time I think I checked, women were getting 70 cents on the dollar, and even for equal work. And so that's what I'm saying. And so what I'm hearing is, because we have this, you know, idea that we have to hire more minorities because we're told to do that. That's not true. That's affirmative action, and that everybody got rid of affirmative action. So affirmative action was, so the population is, let's say there's 20% black population. Let's say there's 15% Hispanic, Asian, and let's say the rest are white Americans, and so that affirmative action has gone away. So we don't have to represent how the population looks, and we don't have to say, oh my gosh, okay, 20% of black people are in the population. That means we have to mirror that and hire 20% black people. That's gone now. So DEI is a different form where we can bring all sorts of cultures to the table, and we learn a lot of things from a lot of different cultures that we don't even think about because there's a certain privilege that, some people may not think about. And so, really, DEI is helping maybe certain managers, let's say, saying, nope, I want somebody who looks like me. That's what I feel comfortable with. I want a banker that looks like me. I don't want a person of color. And so we're trying to change that mindset that, you know, equal pay is, equal work is equal money, and you don't have to have the same certain kinds of skill set. There's a lot of different skill sets that can be brought to the table. So now I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, the timer is
yeah.
right. Yeah, all right. So let me get Taps in and King, and then we go to open panel. So Taps, what you got for me, my brother? You got 2 minutes.
I don't feel like everybody should be paid equally. I will. I did chime in on that part of the conversation. Um, I don't feel like we should be paid equally. If I have more experience or I put in more work on the background area, I don't feel like you should make the same thing as me. Keeps everything competitive as well, and I don't think women get paid less than anybody else. Because if that's the case, I would just hire straight women and save money. Um, I guess it depend on the damn industry. Uh, is DI really helping us or pitying us? I feel in some situations it could be effective, in others it can't. It could be harmful. I guess it's really depending on how it's used. But the problem with it is when it comes to sacrificing um, merit, character, just to fill a certain quota or goal or goal of your company. If it takes sacrificing or looking past someone just because hey they're certain ethnicity or have a certain fucking ethnic background, then that can be harmful. Because
I agree, but we're
Hold up,
talking
hold up,
about.
hold up, hold up. He still got his time. I let
Sorry,
you talk for
sorry.
3 hours.
I'm,
Go
I'm
ahead,
I'm
Tap.
done, Brody. I'm done, Brody.
Apologies, muting.
No, you straight. Hey, I'm done, bro. Oh, I got 20 seconds. What's up, kid? Man, I'm
What up, man?
glad
You
to
all
be on the live. You know what I mean, shawty. You
right?
know, I got 10 seconds. Yeah, I don't know what to say for 10 seconds, but
He said, I'm gonna use my stuff. Meant to use the DEI or something, get the
you
rest
know
of
what I'm saying. I should get more time because I'm black. You should give me more time.
All right, let's get it. So we get King in, then we gonna do open panel. Yeah, y'all can rebut whatever. What's up, King? Welcome.
Look, man. Uh,
What you
uh,
got for me, my brother?
uh, I'm gonna go through. As a program DEI really helpful? I think it's somewhat helpful. It is. Well, I would say it's helpful, like long term. However, I am really curious, and this will go to like that second part of what is anti-blackness.
We not on
Um,
that yet. Yeah, we not on that yet. Yeah.
well,
Which you
I'll
already
make it.
came with. Oh, you must have
Make
came
it
up
bleed
with your
together.
own.
No, no, no. I'll make it bleed together. Primarily because there's this assumption that DEI initiatives are beneficial to Black people, or that they are programs that are for Black people. That's not true whatsoever. DEI just purely means, like y'all said, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the biggest beneficiary of that and affirmative action is white teen women. So I find it fascinating that when people hear DEI, they at first assume blackness or Black people in general. Um, so I don't have to do 2 minutes, a whole little rant. I'll stop it there. We can do the open panel.
Okay, for sure, for sure. PQ, what you got, my brother? Then we gonna do open panel.
What's up, brother? I think so. Are we talking about? Because when I came in, I was hearing like pay gap or equity, equal pay or whatnot, and then I was then the DEI thing.
No, we just talking about the first green prompt. That's at the open panel. Y'all can talk about whatever.
Oh, can you tell me? Can you tell me what it? Because I'm driving. That's the only reason why. I'm sorry,
So
brother. I
I got
appreciate
you,
it.
I got you, I got you. So the question is programs like DEI really helping us or pitying us more today?
Oh, just like my brother said, like the brother before me, DEI was never meant for us. It's not a DEI affirmative action. When affirmative action was created back in like the 40s or something, that was for white T women to get white T women in the office.
Hmm.
It was just that then government programs started to pop up to say, hey, if you put black people in the office, we'll give you a tax break. Hey, if you start putting felons in the office, also, we'll give you a tax break. So it wasn't,
Mm.
yeah, I don't think this is the thing people don't understand. DEI it's more of a, like my man homeboy said, it's more about having diversity in the workplace. Because it's one of those things, because like if you look at it, if you look at DEI and how black people affirmative action, when you look at how didn't we didn't benefit from it. I did a thing. That thing on one time with on Target. How Target has so many stores, and people were upset about Target's DEI. Out of the, I think it was like 3 million employees that they actually have. Only what is it? 1.3% of their employees are actually black. So there was no DEI for us there. Even when we go into like hair care products and things of that nature, like DEI, we didn't benefit from DEI. That's the only thing I can say. We didn't benefit from it. So it's not like it helped us or not helped us. We just didn't benefit from it. There was nothing
Mm.
that we benefit from. I always ask people, where did we actually really 100% benefit from DEI? And nobody can really explain. Like, and I'll land here. It's like when Kirk, the guy that you have on the thing, when he was like, oh, if I see a black pilot, I want to know if he's very qualified. Throughout history, as a black, if you're black in America, you had to damn near graduate summa cum laude in order to get the job. You had to be number one in your class. So most black people that are in certain positions, if you look up things, they're either the top 10. They're within the top 10 of their class. So when he said that ignorant thing because of DEI, it's not true. So yeah, and I
Yeah,
land
that's
there.
the one that got everybody mad on that one. But and then they don't even look at all the videos where how many times he uplifted BLK people, but they just look at that one video. That's funny. So it's open panel, y'all. Y'all can go ahead and do y'all thug thizzle or whoever y'all disagree with or add, whatever.
I mean, I don't think I kind of forgot what Tab said, but I don't think nobody disagreeing. I just wish that only thing I wish is people really knew or had better understanding what the difference in different affirmative actions or different programs we have. Like DI really wasn't necessary directly for us, as you know, they said I don't want to be an echo chamber, but that's kind of like a pet peeve of mine when we have conversations about DEI
Yeah,
sometimes. Because it's like we talk about, oh, it's race. No, it's not just to hire us, or no, actually to hire somebody with the skill. That's the whole thing. That's all it is. And like I said
yeah,
before, I agree with you. We shouldn't have to go that far to make any type of thing. But
right.
let's be for real though. Let's look at all the stuff that's going on in the world. And as Americans, and some Americans, if it's not a law, if it's not a legislation, if it's not written down, they're going to test it. Point blank. You have nasty people like that. You have nice, nasty boss like that. You have people who be like, okay, I mean, we do it in our community. I'm gonna look out for my people. So what that mean? You ain't following DI for other folks.
Yeah. Let me switch you out real quick. You know what time it is. I don't even know if they're gonna let her in the right spot, so I'm gonna cancel this request real quick. All right, so I would say, man, I can't exit the let me see if I accept this, see if they're gonna let her accept request. Nope, I knew it. Boom. Hold up, y'all. Give me a second. Man, I'm struggling. I can keep tapping and stuff since I'm struggling over here. Tapping to get some shares going.
Love of my
Live.
life.
When I
Sorry.
all right. You
Where's
could take
Naya?
put
Naya,
your
come back. Oh, there
there
she
she go,
is.
there she go, there she go. Because we
Mhm.
ain't saying every praise, because you are God. Every word of worship. She thought I was gonna forget. I really
I
had to
really
sing that.
did.
All right, so
Hey,
baby, you wanna try? Then after this I'm gonna go ahead and get to my point now.
Are we on the green?
The green.
Is programs like DEI really helping us or pitying us more today? Look, I do believe that programs like DEI are kind of like an equalizer. I do think they're necessary. They're for everybody. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I think it is more helpful than a
Mm-hmm.
hindrance because I think there are far more programs that are more of a hindrance than DEI. So
Mm-hmm.
that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I will say, when we talk about diversity, I will say we're not just including races, right? We're including those that are have disabilities,
Yeah, I
who
know.
would find it challenging, you know, to get a work, or marginalized people that have the ability and the skill set. So, um,
Also, also a good thing that DEI does is like it pushes the employers to go out and find new talent in different environments. Like they have to go outside of their environment. Um it's kind of like a recruiting team, right? So other people who wouldn't be privied or exposed to certain job opportunities, they're now exposed to them. You know what I'm saying? So I think it is important because some people they just don't know that these jobs are open and available to them.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna say what I think any programs. I don't think that. Uh, I think it's really no point. And the reason why I say it's more pitying than ever. I mean, than others. Oh, in general, right? Because I believe they should just make it a law. I don't think we need a program to help us get along to be normal, right? Like I said, I mentioned earlier, it's like us congratulating good fathers and being good fathers. This is something that they're supposed to do. Like the law, like this is something that shouldn't be discriminated on. This should be based off of skill. And I don't think people should be uh basically getting okay, oh, you're a woman, so I think I'm just gonna hire you in because you're a woman, you're less likely to get picked. No, they should get picked based off the skill. If she fit the job, or if she fit, that spot, to hire her, not just because she's a woman or just because this person has a one leg or something like that. Like, no, if they have the skill with one leg, hire them. I think it should just be skill based overall. I think it's a law that should be against discriminating, not making a program to help people that get discriminated. And I feel like I said, I feel like that's more of a pitying situation. Just be like Phyllis said. Just like why I thought about this though, because I was thinking about I was just saying my baby live yesterday, and I was hearing this YT man, and I believe that a lot of people do that. They hear all the stuff that people go through, and then they want to show this pity love. So this dude was like, I date all BLK women because I know what they go through and all this other stuff. Never stayed with none of them though. But he used this thing where he like, all right, well, they less likely to get picked, or they get uh go through what they go through and all this stuff. So this dude said, I'm just gonna date them. That's like a DEI type situation to me. Like, okay, well, because other people is treating them bad, I'm gonna treat them good because no, this should be something that should be normal. They don't need a program to sit there and treat somebody with respect. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I think it should be a law, but not a program.
I mean, there is a law that you can't dis- discriminate based on age, gender, disabilities. There are laws for that, but and I'm a recruiter, and so it bothers me when. So I've been in banking for a long time, and it really bothers me when executive level hiring is
Mm.
really, they won't say it so much, but they really want people to look like who they are. They want another white person to help run the bank. They're not looking for anything else. And so, and like I said, diversity comes into it, gender, sexual orientation. And you're right, it shouldn't have to come to this point, but because it does happen, that's why companies have embraced, not as much now, but that's why companies embrace that value, because we
So
see the
let's say this.
value.
Let me say this real quick then. Say if would you do a DEI hire, right? Say if you was owning a business or something like that, and you want your stuff to be operating the best way it can, right? Are you just gonna hire somebody because they disabled, or you gonna hire someone because they skin color, or they a woman?
Not how it works though,
Absolutely
because they
not.
still
So
have to be
tell me how it
qualified
works.
to do the. They still have to
Yeah,
be qualified to do the work.
yeah.
Yes.
So if I look at it this way, right?
So
I'm
why do you need
looking
the
like,
program? No, I'm gonna say that
no,
then.
no,
Why do you
hold
need the
on. So
program if it's over
this,
qualification then?
this is why, because it still has to be off of qualification, right? It still has to be off of qualification, but at the same time, we still need the diversity, because it's almost like it's like, I like to use the police force, right? If we have a bunch of white people that are in the hood, bunch of white cops that are in the hood trying to police the hood, and we have no black officers that can possibly maybe what's the word I'm looking for, what's the word, like, damn, they understand the struggle and things of that nature, people from that neighborhood, what is that word I'm looking for?
Relate.
Yeah, they can relate. Yes, thank you. So they
Wow.
can relate. So I'm going to, as if I'm a police chief or something of that nature, when I go to the academy, I'm going to look for black officers now at the academy instead of white
Wow.
officers, especially if I'm look. But at the same time, they still have to be qualified, because it's almost like, if I need, because women also commit crimes too, right? So I need women. I might need women police officers that are qualified to be able to pat these women down, because a male officer is not allowed to pat these women down. So you still need it. You still need to be diverse in it, because there's certain areas in a job where you actually need it. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
reason
called
why you
filling
still
in a
have to be
position,
qualified.
though. I get that though, because you saying like,
But
but that's not a DEI thing. That's something that you need
no,
to
it is,
base your
no, no, no.
That is
business.
what DEI
What
is,
I'm
though.
No, it
saying
is a
is, no,
DEI
if
thing.
you're, what I'm saying is your business functions a certain way. So if you got a person you need to have good skill at doing hair, 9 times out of 10, you're going to probably pick a woman or something like
You
that.
have I think you have a warped view on what DEI is. DEI is just purely
Go ahead.
saying it's purely saying that all things considered, all things even, everybody's even in this situation. Would I prefer to have a diverse hire to actually help my business expand or help my business hit hit avenues or other demographics that I wouldn't usually consider because this person is diverse than the other person is. So it's still diversity is still these people match up skill for skill, but I'm choosing this person because of that the intangibles of having a different culture than the other person.
Mm,
So can I just
It's
say something?
almost like Pharrell.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go
Hold
ahead.
on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So a lot of leaders are recognizing the benefits of diversity, right? Because that means you're going to have diversity of thought, and when you have diversity of thought, you have more innovative and creative people, right? And you can expand your business far more with diverse groups of people thinking outside of the box, right? Because when you have the same people from the same backgrounds, you're going to have what's called group thinking, right? And a lot of leaders learn that that is not very beneficial to them. It like diversity is far more beneficial than group thinking.
Yeah. So
So even
yeah,
if
Yeah,
you're,
that's why I
yeah,
said
not
like
all
I
of them
guess
are
I
basically.
gotta
being
ask
able
this
to
then.
do it.
Let me
Not all
ask.
of them are
Oh,
being pushed, like not all of them are being forced to do it. A lot of businesses and leaders are recognizing the importance of it.
yeah. So let me ask this then. So y'all, this is crazy. This heavy though. So y'all believe that we seriously need a program to have this type of way of thinking nowadays, or have this mentality? We need a program for that.
Well, I
Yes,
mean,
we do because of
We can't
society.
just
You gotta
do
look at it.
it. What the heck?
No, we can't. We
no,
can, but
So
humans are not.
it's been
Majority of the
done
times, humans
without.
are not.
this
Humans are
has
not
been done before.
like say. So let me put it this way, right? If I'm a white man, right, and I own a company, and I'm a supremacist at the same time, the only people I'm going to want in my company is going to be white men. I don't want white women. I don't want anybody from the LGBT IA community. I don't want anybody. So these
That's his
programs are
business.
literally, but once again, these programs are saying, hey, this is unfair at the end of the day, because you can disenfranchise a whole entire group, and that's what they did for a very long time. Like affirmative action, like if we look at affirmative action, even though it was created for white women and they started bringing black people in, it was because, hey, at the end of the day, when you look at the corporate level, we you had people that had MBAs. You had people that were in the corporate office that had MBAs mopping the floor. So they're saying, hey, you got a guy that's qualified, that's mopping the floor, that's an accountant, and you don't have him on your staff. Hey, we got to create the program, because at the end of the day, you're not doing this fairly. You got to remember, America was built on white supremacy. So yeah, we need these programs, unfortunately, to say, hey, this group of people are allowed to work here, and you're gonna have to do it. But once again, DEI, like I think it was your lady that said DEI wasn't something that was forced across the board. The thing about DEI is that if you participated in DEI, you got tax breaks. So that's why a lot of
You got
companies,
benefits.
yeah, a lot of companies. Yeah, you got a lot of companies is like, you know what? We're gonna put a DEI program. Matter of fact, we'll go so far to put it to actually make a branch within inside of our company called DEI. And so now the government comes in, and they, at the end of the year or every quarter, when they file their quarterly taxes, they make sure that they put in, hey, we hired 5 black people. Matter of fact, we're gonna go for a trifecta. We hired a black woman who happens to be a lesbian. So we hired someone that was black. We hired somebody that was a woman, and they happen to be part of the LGBT. So we hit a trifecta right there.
That sound like pity to me.
It's not pity. It's just one of
No,
the. I don't think it's
it's
pity.
okay if it's looked at as pity, because the thing is, we need a system that does equalize things to a point where we don't have to kind of push and force these things. Unfortunately, due to the history, it is what it is. We kind of have to make up for what the history and the decisions of our past has created. And so I do believe it is absolutely necessary, because there's a lot of people that wouldn't, have work
So what we gotta make up? You said we gotta make up for our past. What we gotta make up?
for the past.
Yes. What's
Well,
important
we've
that we
got
gotta
Well,
make up?
this
Hold up, Auntie.
the
okay. All right.
disenfranchisement of a lot of minority groups. They have literally set a lot of minority groups back. Like they literally tore down a lot of things that they built.
Yeah, you gotta look at it
Mm.
that way. Like
Nah, I
when you
don't. I
look
don't
at it
stick in the
that way,
past. I
like
don't stick in the past. I don't. I ain't gonna look at it that way though.
no.
But I,
Not stuck in the
But no,
past.
if you look,
You
no,
have
if
to
you look
make
at the back, if you look at the past,
I
right?
think
You have
whatever
to look at the
happened
past,
happened.
because no, if you look at the past, the
That's what
the
caused
way
the
the
victim
black
mentality.
community.
I ain't gonna lie though. Like that
No, no, no,
past
no.
stuff and saying
But if you
we
look at if
owe this and all this other stuff.
no, no, no,
Go
no.
ahead.
If you, but we are. If you look at how many towns, matter of fact, Lake Lanier. I always like to bring up Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier was a bustling black farm town where it was like very rich. It was almost like Black Wall Street, but it was for black people. They've done towns like that were fully black. Matter of fact, the near the was in 1985 that happened in Philadelphia, where it was a predominantly black neighborhood that was very bustling black neighborhood, and they were literally dropping bombs on them. So at the end of the day, they disenfranchised us because when you look at it, the way the black community would have possibly been now if they would have never done what they've done and destroyed everything. They had to destroy us because we were getting to, what's the word they like to use, uppity. We were progressing more than what they were doing in 400 years, and a whole lot faster.
Interesting. Okay. Go ahead, Auntie. I think you were trying to get in.
Oh, thank you. So there's a reason why we have the EEOC, where people actually can make complaints, because they can say, hey, I was fired because of this. I was fired
I
because
agree.
I, and I think once you have over 100 people, you do have to report it. Um, and as far as the OFCCP for banks, you also have to report it to them that you are considering everybody who has a talent, who has a skill set, and it doesn't matter on color, race, gender, you know, the gay population, LGBTI. It's strictly for people that I when I volunteer for doing interviews for women in, I guess, poverty and the disadvantaged, such
Yeah.
as disabled, or they have maybe different disabilities that we might not know right away, such as, you know, Asperger's or Tourette's. Some of those things don't necessarily come out, but
So
we have to give each person equal opportunities. And as long as they qualify, then you have to treat each person based on their qualification,
look,
without looking at those kind of factors.
yeah. So let me
So
say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. So I
Hey,
feel like
Kev.
I might be the only one thinking from a business
Hey,
mindset
Kev.
thing. Hold on real quick, Taps. Let me just say this real quick. So I'm just saying, I feel like now I'm noticing I'm the only one that's probably thinking about it from a, because me myself, if I had a business, and I don't know how that DEI stuff work, right? Ain't nobody about to force nobody into somebody I don't want to work with. I'm going to pick my specific people for a specific reason, and but they not about to just hire nobody in my situation just because of, oh man, they're not less likely to get hired or something like that. So I really believe it's like case by case with that situation, but I'm just thinking about it from another end, as in like, shoot, I want the best of the best. I don't care about your color. Like I said, you could be disabled and have one leg, but as long as you can get the job done or whatever, that's all I'm basing off is your experience or whatever it is. That's what it's gonna be based off of. It should. I'm not gonna base it off of, well, you're less likely to make it, so I'm gonna force you in there or something like that or whatever. And then somebody just tell me, how do it work? Like, would they just go on people's job and just say, hey, they're gonna work for
no,
you?
I
No, no, no,
Hey,
no, 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 no.
Kev.
So
originally
Hey,
that's
let me
why.
talk. Let me
I think Taps wanted
real
to go.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Taps.
Hey, Kev, you was asking. You were saying that shouldn't it be laws in effect other than the DEI, right? It should just be
Yes.
laws that say, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah, I think it just should be just law. I don't think we need a program.
So it is laws that's in effect, and from what I've been reading, it kind of renders DEI like obsolete, like unnecessary.
Hmm.
So Title VII of the Civil Rights Act 1964 is a landmark federal law, prohibits employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, including pregnancy, gender identities, and the orientation.
Hmm.
You also got the Americans with Disabilities ADA Act 1990, which of course is against the discrimination of people with disabilities, and you got the
Yeah.
AIDS Discrimination Act. I didn't even know that was a thing. ADEA. 1967, and that's for people that's over 40. So that you
Yeah.
can't discriminate over a person being over a certain age. So I feel like DEI at that point is rendered obsolete. That kind of covers all of the basics.
Yes, I said this. If it's a law, that's what I said. That's my whole point. Just make a law. You don't have to have a program to help you feel to assist you on something. Like I think that's a petty type role. I ain't gonna lie, but you can have a law and to be fair. Because like I said, it just seemed like we're making a program just to get what supposed to be already normal. You know what I'm saying?
Can I
So
say something?
I think we have to
Wait,
go ahead. Give me a second, real
real
quick. I'm
quick.
just saying. I think overall that I know it's gonna probably end up forget, but no, I was about to say actually. Um, oh man, I knew I was gonna forget. Go ahead, Walker.
That's not what DEI is. I want to make that clear. First of all,
Tell me what it is, then.
the
Tell me what
two
it
top
is.
groups that made that benefited greatly from DEI was white women and handicapped people.
Okay, I heard
Uh,
that 14 times. So what do it do? Tell me, break it down. What it do, now?
Okay, so it is not just about hiring. It's also about making sure that let's just say if you had a certain disability, that certain things were there for you. It's far more than just about hiring somebody, and you still have to be qualified to do the job. You still have to be presentable. You still have to have all the other things as anybody else. It's just about being able to say, okay, these people, we're going to balance this out, and we're going to make it more of more of an inclusive. So you got handicapped people, you got LGBT, you got white women, you have other women, you have BLK people. So it's not nothing about making forcing somebody to have a job that they don't deserve. This CK guy that got up here and did all of this stuff, he spewed a lot of lies, and he twisted the truth on several occasions,
How do you
and
know he was lying?
like the enemy, because what he presented about BOK people and about DEI, particularly from what I've
If he said he
seen.
looked up a stat, did you go look up the stat that he said he
Yes,
read it off
yes, he
of?
said that BOK people. I'll tell you one thing that he said that he flat out lied about.
He made
He
it up.
said that, yeah, he twisted it, but the Satan always does. Satan always twists things, and Satan always put the
Oh,
truth in with lies.
Yeah, I
So,
already know you got something against the guy in general,
well,
but yeah,
no,
wait.
uh,
but he lied. It's not about
I
whether I
think it's
like him or not.
Satan.
I
Satan is the
never
ones
knew
that was
him.
laughing at his unalive, and that's what Satan
I
was.
never laughed at his unaliving. I don't
Okay,
laugh at
just
other
real
people
quick.
unaliving.
Okay, so walking, can you please tell us the statistic that he made up that you
Oh,
went and
okay.
looked
This
for?
I'll tell you what he twisted. So he basically was saying that BOK men are responsible for 50%
Where's
of the
that stat
United
at?
States.
Wait, we were just talking about DEI.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm about
Yeah,
to say
I
and
she,
he,
agree with the
you
she
would
stat.
already she already
listen.
got she see that
You
picture. That's
see
all
the
she
stat?
focus on.
Right, I was saying y'all
You
let go
said,
into a
yeah,
rampage
you
about
said
this
he
man that's
made, yeah,
on.
we're not going to divert, right?
You
You
see the
said,
stat? You didn't
you,
say
walking,
what stat.
yeah,
You just said the stat.
The
no, no, no,
DEI.
no,
We just
no.
talk about
Yeah,
DEI.
you said that he made false claims about DEI, so that's why I was asking you,
He did
like,
make false claims about
yeah, so
DEI.
Kev asked you whatever claims he made, did you go follow up and look up to see if they were wrong? So
Yes,
what were
he
they?
said that he was saying that BOK people were the major beneficiaries of DI, and that is completely not true. And I'll land there.
Uh,
He said
Okay,
that
I
he
think
said
Yeah,
that
that
was,
in he
I,
said
Wait,
that in
hold on.
no,
certain
I
Oh,
think that was a lie. I didn't say that.
yeah,
wait,
no,
wait,
shit.
wait,
it's not
wait.
it's not true what she's
Time
She
saying.
ain't want to sweat. I know. Give it a
But
second, real quick. Go to real quick, y'all. That just was funny though.
It's not true
She
what
was in
she's
a.
saying.
We got you, Mike. We got you. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I got you.
But
All right.
I do got to get Jen. That was funny. She, that was like the childish move I ever seen in my life.
can I
I
say
said
something
what
before
I
I
said.
drop,
I'm
Kev?
out of here.
Hey,
Ah, that
Kev, I'm
was
about to drop
crazy.
off. Can I say something real quick?
What you got? Then I'm gonna get Jen in, and then Michael, and then we back to open panel. Go ahead.
Thank you.
DEI actually is branched off of the Civil Rights Act, from what I just read. So the only reason DEI even exists is because of how extensive the Civil Rights Act is. So maybe if that was condensed a little bit more, things like that wouldn't exist. But it basically It basically evolutionized off of the fucking Civil Rights Act. It wasn't necessarily created, just molded by the foundation of the Civil Rights Act, 1964,
Yeah, I feel it. Okay,
according to AI. But all right, my guy, look, I'm
for
about to
sure.
go ahead and call it, Shawty. Miss Rachel, you be easy, not greasy or sleazy.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
you already know. Hey, nah, you keep God in your life, fuck nigga. Hey,
Okay.
King,
You too.
peace out. Jen, Michael, Auntie.
Peace out.
All right,
Have a
man.
great night.
My goodness, that was
All right, go ahead,
fun.
Jen. What you got for me, and then Michael. Then we go back to open panel. Jen, you there? I ain't about to say the last part.
What's the last part?
It's
Oh,
full now. I ain't about to say that. All right, let me get Michael until Jen get back. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, as far as what Charlie Kirk said, I mean, he was saying it in context of
Oops,
different.
I tried to see you a timer. I don't know what just happened.
Oh,
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. My bad, my
well,
bad.
when we were hiring at Palomar Medical Center, we didn't use DEI, but um, the majority of the RNs and the nurses and the caretakers were African American women, and they do a great job. The majority of clerical were white women. The majority of the housekeeping and cleaning services were Hispanics. The brain surgeons, of course, were like Asian, Filipino, um, white guys, older white guys actually. A few black doctors in there, but there was a big mix. But the African American women would normally, for some reason, succeed at being the RNs, and they were really good. You know, so I think what Charlie Kirk was trying to say is um, African American jobs are dissimilar to jobs that construction workers would take. Concrete layers, brick layers, and stuff. And that goes back to women versus men. Men are more likely to work outside in STEM fields, um, where women are more tidy and more caring. But in the medical industry, it just seems the best RNs are African American women. So using no DEI programs.
Can I answer that
Yeah, go ahead.
comment?
Nah, nah, we got one more person, and then I
Oh,
don't even.
sorry.
Did Jen come back though?
No,
Oh,
I
there you
got
go.
8 seconds. So
You got a
I
second. Go
just
ahead.
wanted to say thanks for letting me in, guys.
For
That's
sure, for
all.
sure,
That's
for
all I had
sure.
to say. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Catch me on the open panel real quick. What you got, Jen, and then or man, I don't know if man going with the little 2 bars. We'll see. What you got for me, Jen? You might have to mute and unmute. I can't hear you.
I'm unmuted.
No, I don't hear Jen at all.
Looks like you tapped out.
He unmuted, but
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
Oh, I forgot the last thing I was going to say. So, where does DEI work? In what sector? Where does DEI work? If it's fed in multiple
Somebody.
sectors. Yeah.
Okay, you say you're here.
I'd
Is it
Okay.
say
open panel?
I guess so now, because I thought,
Can I jump
oh,
in
there
right
go.
quick?
There you go. What the heck? I've been
Oh,
calling
we've
you all
been
day. Talking
waiting
about
for
some jump
you.
in. Go ahead, Jen.
He was just talking.
Yeah,
What the
no,
hell is going
yeah,
on?
right here.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just want to say I'm a business owner, and there's a lot going on, and there's layers to this. It's not that simple. I'm not necessarily pro DEI, but I will say this: they did a study where they sent YT men who had felonies on their record to apply for the same jobs that they sent black men with no felonies on their record. Everything else being the same. However, the YT men had felonies and the black men didn't. And what they concurred was a black man applying for a job, especially entry level positions, is the equivalent to a YT man having a felony on his record.
right? And if you want to get into what Charlie Kirk really did, what Charlie Kirk was a Christian nationalist who planted seeds in young people's minds. So when
Yeah,
you
that's
say
great.
something like, if I get on a plane and I see a black pilot, I have to wonder if he's qualified. Now, does anyone really think someone's going to hire a pilot that's not qualified because he's black? Right? So it's layers to this. The other part of it is the flip side is I grew up in Buffalo, right? And I live in Palm Beach now. So if I'm hiring someone and I meet a bright young man and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm from Buffalo. I grew up on the east side. I da 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 da, right? Go Bills, whatever." I'm almost gonna feel obligated to give him a hard look and a hard opportunity. Nepotism is natural. People being comfortable with people who look like them is natural. So if you're a white guy from Boston or Boston, right, and another guy's from Boston, you're gonna feel, you're gonna give him a harder look. You're gonna give him more of a chance. That's the natural way. But in a capitalistic system, the very best don't need DEI, right?
Right,
But
right.
some people do. It's like the man that said, "Oh well, black women are better RNs." Of course, you think we're better RNs, and of course they are because they're nurturing. Black women have been BLK women have been taking care of YT people since slavery days, right? So yes, it's obvious. Of course they are, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that BLK man or that YT man won't make a great nurse because races of people aren't monoliths. We're not all the same, right? So me personally, I've never benefited from DEI that I know. And the thing that I don't like about DEI is when they see that lawyer or that pilot that bust his hump to get through school and probably graduated at the top of his class, it makes people raise their eyebrow and go, "Oh yeah, he's probably DEI." Or that YT person that's just not that good and he doesn't get the job, he's gonna look at that BLK woman as, "Yeah, she got it over me because of DEI." So I don't really know if there's a right answer. I think the host is touching on something when he says, as a business person, there just something doesn't sit right with someone telling you who you have to hire, right? Um, and but unfortunately, when you're only
That
12%
was
of
a
the population,
DEI clap.
yeah, thank you, sir. Unfortunately, though, when you're only 12 to 14% of the population, you're gonna land on some of that because people are prejudiced. People do have built-in biases towards whoever, right? Um, how many YT? If let's say football, right? People say, "Oh, there's not enough." There was a time where there wasn't enough BLK quarterbacks, much less BLK coaches, right? But most coaches, a lot of coaches are ex quarterbacks because they're like quarterbacks on the field. Now that we've got a couple of generations of BLK quarterbacks, you're seeing more BLK coaches. The next step is to see more BLK general managers.
Yeah,
I
but
think
no one's going to stop Josh Allen. No, ain't nobody going to stop
no,
Josh.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. No, I get it, right?
Or or
So
or or no one's going to stop Mahomes for that matter. I mean, it's talent. It's pure talent. Doesn't
yes. So that's my other point. I worked in sales my whole life. So and I tell young men this, because I got to tell you, YTs are the best at looking like they're working when they're not really working that well. And
right?
BLK people, we naturally, culturally, we've got a laid back way about us. I've had managers tell me, "Hey, Demetrius, you know what your problem is?" I said, "What?" He said, "You make this look too easy." I said, "For the money you making, boss wants to see you sweating bullets." But that's just not how we operate, right? So, but if you put yourself in a position, and if you notice in sports, in the military, in certain things, in sales, you got a board on the wall. And I used to tell people this. You got a board and it says how much you brought in today, how much you brought in for the week, how much you brought in for the month, how much you brought in for the year. I've worked for some of the most conservative organizations ever. If I'm kicking the tall, blonde, blue-eyed dude's butt on the board, guess what? I'm the guy. Now, the owner might not want me to date his daughter. He may not like BLK people, but I'm making him twice as much money as Ian and Biff.
16 seconds.
So you know what he says when he come in? "Hey, that's my guy." right? So you got to put yourself in positions,
Or
in my opinion,
in
where
sales, you got to say that.
I
Even
swear you
like,
cannot
because
let him finish the last part of this segment, man. That's why he had to reclaim it.
no, in sales, you got to say
Man,
that.
come
you got to
If
say
it's
what?
the,
You got
if
to say
the,
what?
you
all right,
got to
hold
say
up,
that
y'all. Hold up.
because I'm in sales, and
And
if
what?
China
I guess he can't hear me or something like that. He keep messing the timer. So I got one more person I need to speak. It ain't open panel yet. So
Yeah, go ahead, man.
go ahead, CJ, sir. And yeah, I even gave you extra time because he cut you off the last time, and I'm trying to let everybody get their full 3 minutes
I
like
appreciate
everybody
it,
else
brother.
did.
It ain't no biggie, man. I'm not a real TikTok
Man,
dude, but I just like
man.
the topic.
I just want to
All
say
right.
one
Hold
thing.
on,
I
hold
love,
up. What? Auntie, please. Just
no,
real quick. What's up?
I
What you
love
got?
the
What you got?
TikTok, and I love the TikTok. I'm going to drop out now, but I
All right,
love
for sure,
talking
for
to you
sure.
guys.
For sure, for sure.
So thank you.
You gotta change that
Thank you.
picture too. I almost didn't even let you up, man. I'm scared of the little mouse head.
My nephew did that.
Oh, I should have
So
known. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm
yeah,
about to say. All right,
but
cool.
thank you, everybody. I
I
really
appreciate you.
appreciate the live. Thank
Good
Yeah,
you.
night.
yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate all of you. So thank you.
All right, I appreciate you. CJ, what you got for me? And then we go back to open panel.
Hey, how you guys doing? Oh,
Good.
good to hear. I agree with Gen X, what you said 100%, bro. Um, really, like every point that I wanted to make, like you kind of hit the nail right on the head with that. So just going off of the prop with the host put up here, is programs like DEI really helpful? They are. It's a proven fact that they create a space for people with the skills and the necessary requirements to actually do the job, where it forces companies, corporate companies, to be like, hey, you can't just keep hiring from this pool over here when you have these people over here who are just as good and they will still meet the need that you have. So yes, it is beneficial. As far as are we being held back? I think the answer is very obvious, and we know in certain
Oh, we're
areas
not
we
on
are.
that one yet. But
Oh,
actually,
oh,
you know what? This is already. Yeah, you can start that one then. You can go ahead and start it. We're
I'm
just gonna
sorry.
be on them. Go ahead, you can
Yeah,
start it.
yeah, I was just saying, are we being held back? Yeah, there are plenty of instances where we're being held back, based off of someone's prejudice or whatnot. Like I know from my job, like I just started a business and I'm also in corporate America. Like I started a laundromat, and when I'm on a Zoom call, like what Gen X was saying, like you can me, I know I have to show up at my job and I have to present myself a certain way. I know that if I actually slack off or anything like that, or appear to be slacking off, that automatically that I'm looked down upon. Whereas when we're in our Zoom calls or when we're in our meetings, like YT dudes can be over there laughing, giggling, and
Yep.
they will get all the praise, and their numbers don't match mine. And I'm like, okay, but I brought in the most money, but this guy's getting the promotion, And I'm like, all right, it is what it is. So yeah, I do believe that, from the personal experience and also from research, yeah, we are being held back.
Yeah. And they'll tell you, you're a top earner, man. I can't make you a manager because we need you on the floor. We need you closing these deals. That's what they're going to tell you.
Exactly, because they see that you're beneficial for them in that one area, although you're trying to move up to get that extra dollar for whatever the case may be, whatever you need it for. You want to pay off your mortgage, you're trying to get another car or whatnot, and they will look over you. I know I've been looked over several times. And I'm like, okay, I need this position, and you're trying to keep me here because it's making your numbers look good. And you're literally stunning my growth within the company.
Yep.
So that's part of the reason why I literally decided I need to just go ahead and start my own thing, which is why I opened up a laundromat.
Yep. As long after you spent that commission, that title is still of value to those guys who have that title. They can take that to the next place and get hired at a higher level. While that
Immediately.
big commission you got, it's great to have money, but money comes and goes.
But okay, but if you're already going into work with the idea or the mentality that, oh, I have to be this way because I'm black, like your energy is already putting out there, like it sounds like already defensive, like, yeah, I already know these people look at me a certain way. You get what I'm saying? Like, and
Credit to
then
them.
also,
That's right.
hold on, let me just finish real quick. And then also, the same way that BLK people are being held back, there are BLK people that are being pushed forward. So I think it just matters on the intentions of whoever is in leadership. Because there's been plenty of stories of people like, when the supervisor recognizes talent and they don't care about your skin color and they're pushing that person forward. So I see both perspectives, but it's also energy too.
Hey,
Well,
I thought about this too though. Like, I think a lot of them ones that's getting hired, so for whatever, I guess the program reason, right? They gonna get fired just as fast anyway. They might get the job, but that don't mean they gonna keep the job.
yeah.
Because like I gotta even at my job now, I swear my job must have did a DEI hire or something. Cause I literally seen so many people get fired in a matter of seconds. I'm
They
like,
set
no,
them up for failure.
is they even looking at any of the skills? Like, how is that many people get fired in 2 weeks?
It's
That
a
make no
revolving
sense.
door.
You
They
know what I'm saying?
set
'Cause
them
they
up for
just bringing
failure.
anybody in just I guess to make it diverse or to make it okay.
No.
We're going to try this group of people. We're going to try the these Muslims and stuff. It's like that's why it's making them a lot of them look bad because they just hiring based off of that and not off skill. That's the reason why I gotta me myself because I'm like I'm almost a lead at my job and I gotta
They
keep
not
on.
DEI.
What do you say?
Those are not DEI hires.
We don't know.
No, 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 no. You have a high what do you call it?
Turnover rate.
Your work just has a high turnover rate. Like there's just some jobs that have high turnover rates.
But there
Yeah.
are
I'm just saying. Well,
situations.
still, even if it wasn't that, I'm just saying. Like, I think it's the same thing with that. When they
No,
just
it's not
hiring,
though.
how
Let
do
me
you know?
I don't
because
know.
I've actually like I'm telling you, I worked with the NAACP and I worked with the president of the NAACP who also held a very high position at Boeing, and she also was a DEI recruit, right? They literally all they do is they expose these people to the job opportunities. They say, "Hey, go apply for this job. It's available to
Yeah,
you."
that's true.
Don't
Like
Indeed do that?
that's literally all they do. They just expose people that wouldn't have access or knowledge of these job openings because a lot of people they really don't have the resources.
So
What
can
they
I ask
just
the
go in people's
question of
houses and say get out and
They
find a
don't go
job?
to
That's what they
people's
say. What the
houses.
heck?
No, that's not
can
how it
can I
works.
can I ask a question though? What college educated person does not have enough resources to find out where certain jobs are
That's what I'm wondering.
No, there are some jobs that are
offered
it's about
internally? I get that
yeah,
part.
it's about knowing somebody that knows somebody. Yes,
Yep.
those jobs are the ones that need the most diversification.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't want to be the person on here talking against DEI because I know
Hey, oh,
it
you're on
is.
my team, brother. You're on my team because this stuff just not making no sense though. Like it's
but
just like
what I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
is
also though, okay, but also though, these jobs, like you guys are looking at it as like they're mandated to implement DEI. A lot of these businesses are making the choice to do it based off of research. They are seeing other businesses expand due to the diversity. They are not forced to have these. That's the same reason why Target could roll back their DEI program, isn't it?
what they need the program. Don't they
They
could just
got the
hire them
point.
people if they
No,
looking for
but
those people?
remember, you
Hey,
were talking about being a business owner, correct? So if the
yes.
business owner is analyzing, right, what all these other businesses and how they are growing and benefiting from the benefits of having diverse groups of people working for them, they are making a decision of what's best for their business.
You know, but I still feel like we just
They're
find a
not
reason
forced to. They're
to
not.
have that
What I'm saying.
program.
No, but
Cause
they're
like
not
don't
forced to
recruiters
do
can
it.
just do that? I don't think every recruiter is a DEI person.
and
Like you could just
Huh?
recruit, be a recruiter
That's
of
what
whatever
they're
specific.
doing. That's the whole
I
point.
but
It's they're
yeah, but
recruiting.
you don't need DEI to recruit though. That's what I'm saying. You can if you have if they saying they
Oh
got
my
that
god.
mentality to expand and all that stuff. Why do I have to put a title and say, well, we need DEI to help us to go ahead and
No,
recruit?
it's not. I don't know what you think. Like DEI
So,
is like this extra part of the
no, everything
government
you
or whatever. No, like DEI, it's literally like every business has a different what do you call it? Uh, oh my god. They have different dang, I don't know the name for it. They have different damn. I gotta come back and figure out what the hell it's called.
look, I think the flip side
Program.
the flip side of DEI is the other extreme is nepotism, right? And
Yes,
when
they
and
have
what
different
what what happens
departments.
with
Thank you.
nepotism is you do not get the most qualified
Thank
person
you,
because you're
department.
hiring your nephew, you're hiring the people around you. I'll put it this way. When I started my business, I tried to hire family and friends. You know, your aunt used to work at H&R Block, so you'd be like, Auntie, you can do my books. Doesn't mean she's the best. So look at it this way.
That's their
What
fault.
what are the chances that whatever category of business you open up, the people that you already know are going to be the very best at that?
I'm not sure, but you could
Oh
also
my
consider,
gosh.
I don't know.
So
What
from
the
that
hell?
perspective, it
My
it
miles ain't fast enough.
it's advantageous for people to look outside the box and look at other people for positions. That I think that's what
It's
she's
literally,
trying to
yeah,
say,
it's
right?
literally, I majored in organizational leadership, and they literally show you this. There's like studies and things that back up why it's beneficial.
But I
So
think that
So they
they
couldn't do that
are operating
before
it,
DEI came out.
but
They
DEI
wasn't
is
doing
not.
it.
It's,
Right, they
I don't know
weren't.
why you're thinking
Wow.
DEI is this special different thing. It's just
look at it this
another
way.
You haven't told
department.
me anything special that a regular person couldn't just do.
That's what it's doing. It's just the okay.
But we
Every
also, but now we
nobody in their business calls it DEI. They might call it like the diversity and inclusion department, like, or they call it all different
but
type of things.
also
It's just an umbrella.
to the guy's point about nurses, right? We also have to admit that culturally, there are certain cultures that because I'll put it this way, Asians, right, are very precise. They study like incredibly hard, and so therefore there are certain positions that they kind of find easier, right? For the most part, we talked about sales. You will never find a better sales guy than a brother that has mastered the English language. We have a certain bop to us. We have a certain cadence. We have a certain way of talking to people. If they accept us, where they let down their guard, we can close deals. We speak probably better than any, and better is not the right word, but there's just a certain way that we go about handling our business as sales guys where you have YTs looking at you like, yo, bro, I can't believe you got dude to do whatever. Right. So getting back to the example for nurses. Yeah, BLK women are nurturing. They've had to be nurturing, right? They've had to deal with husbands and sons and people that's been out there in this world being discriminated against and coming home. They've had to figure out ways to take care of kids without good health care and without certain access. So those things spill over into the workplace, but I don't think it's cookie cutter. Like, just like diversity is great, but we also have to understand certain people want to see a tall white dude as a manager. They feel more comfortable. You have BOK people that won't even don't even want to talk to a BOK manager. But a YT manager show up and they're all both my business partners in both businesses have been YT, right? And the difference is we can both show up, we can have lunch with a client, the waiter will come and they'll hand my business partner the check, right? Just there's an assumption that I'm working for him. I used to when I was a director of sales. We used to play this game with the guy that worked for me, which was a tall YT guy, and
20.
someone would come in for an interview, right? And we used to try to test to see if they were. We called them to see if they were an a-hole or not. So we sit them out front in the reception area, and I'd walk through the reception area. I got dreads. I come bopping. Hey man, what's up? Blah 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 blah. See how they respond to me. And then Scott would do the initial interview. Then Scott would say, okay, this interview is great. As long as my boss is good with it, you got the job. He leaves out, I come walking in. And based on their response, we knew the type of people they were. And we just sit back and laugh. They're thinking I'm some dude from the mailroom.
I'm sorry, brother. I was trying to give you some time, but it's too many people up here. I was trying to. That's why I put a timer on there, but you wasn't looking. But
Um,
I gotta get cousins and Geo in there. Everybody dropping and everything, cause we try to get everybody in. But cousins, what you got for me, my brother? And then get Geo in after that.
What's going on, man? What's happening,
What up,
everybody?
man?
Hey, I just got a few minutes, but I think I'll come up here real quick. Um, just to kind of go into what I know you were asking a question about DEI. If it was never needed, it would not have been invented. They didn't invent this or try to put these programs in for nothing. They weren't doing it before. That's the reason why, Kev. The reality is when you have these programs and things like that, they just didn't make it up for nothing. It was because there was a biased system. And only thing that DEI does, it was designed to just broaden the pool. It doesn't make anyone higher. It doesn't give anybody anything for hiring a certain amount of people. But what it does is it amplifies the job pool. So for instance, for an example, there could be a company, and my man was just talking about nepotism, right? Where he hires everybody he knows. You have to know somebody to get in. And what they would do is, if they were ever audited or if anybody ever had a case against them to say it was some kind of, whatever, they could just say, well, nobody came to us. We only hired the people that came to us, right? We only hired these people because nobody, we didn't interview anybody. Meanwhile, what they were doing is anything that looked like any type of ethnicity or whatever on the names, they would throw those applications out, wouldn't even look at it. There was a lot of other practices that was going on to keep certain demographics out of whatever they wanted, okay, in certain fields. And so what this does now is it says, no, 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 no. We showed you all of these applicants. And we know that we did it because it's mandated that you get to see all of these applicants. Now, if you don't hire qualified applicants from others, now we're going to look at you side-eyed. And now there's you know what I'm saying? So it incentivizes companies to basically include other, and that doesn't mean just race. It could be sometimes that it might be a certain job that they only hired women for. Well, now they hire men for it too. I seen somebody said nurses, right? Things like that. So the point is, it just broadens the scope and it puts a magnifying glass. So if you try to be shady, we can see it. That's all DEI is. It's
I
not
think.
about
Oh,
anything else. You get what I'm saying? And I think it's a bad rap, and people think, oh, they're hiring people with no qualifications, and they just no. That's not an incentive program. See what I'm saying? That's something else. That's another program, but that's not DEI.
yeah. So you can know my base on this though, right? And I believe it's the reason why they made it. I get that. I think what I'm getting to is that it should be a law, not a program. So just like it wasn't laws when it was racism, and it wasn't a law when it was like a lot of things wasn't law. So I get the law part because it was based in unfairness. Now it's a program for some odd reason to, I guess, and then I don't think it's the same either for when it was first created, just like feminism and all that other stuff. All that stuff evolved and turned to something else. Now that is just allowing and doing whatever now from this point. And me myself, I'm also coming from a business mindset, right? Because I don't care about the it's not fair and all that stuff. It's like if I want to hire these certain type of people that I feel is best for my job, nobody's gonna, not even the DEI is gonna force something in something how I want my something in my job or someone in my job. Uh, when I want my job to be ran a certain way, or I want these certain type of people to be in there. Even if I wanted it favoritism, it is what it is, But this is how I want my job to work. That's how I do, right? So I it's not based off of somebody's feelings. I'm like, oh, if I wanted to hire my whole family only, it is what it is. It shouldn't I shouldn't have to have
Hmm.
a program be like, hey, let me let you guys in or something like that because it's not fair because they can't find a job or something like that. No, I think that just should have been a regular thing that, like, if it was somebody wasn't getting hired in because of that, then yes, make that a law and take that to court. You could do that like they do with anything else. But overall, yes, I think programs is like a pitying thing. That's what I feel like nowadays. It's not based in skill
Right.
anymore. It's not based off of, and even though they saying it's this, if they got skill too. So if they got skill too, then what's the point of the program? So that's what I'm saying it should be skill based, not based off of they
Well,
don't get the job, so we got to let them get the jobs too. So that's kind of my base on that.
but here's the thing,
I
though,
got
right? They're
I
not
got
letting them get the job, though. Is what I'm saying. The
yeah.
program,
So
it's just
you
like
have to
something
go to
like,
court for that. Then you don't need no program because even if you
no,
look,
no,
even if the program was to get them the job, they still gonna
no,
find them some reason to fire them. So
no,
I
no, no,
don't
no.
get, like,
But
the
you're not
program
hearing
not
what I'm
gonna hold
saying,
them all
though.
that time.
That's just like having a work release program.
No,
It's not something that it is a law. It makes you, because if
I
that was the
mean, the
case, then
Job
that would
Corps
be a
was a failure,
dictatorship.
wasn't
So
it?
it's like, or it's just like somebody that has a program that will help people
Like
learn how
Job
to
Corps.
write resumes. That doesn't necessarily say it makes people give them a job. It just gives you an opportunity to be
Hmm.
at the table. That's all this is. So
Yeah,
you
and
can still not
Yeah,
hire
but
them if you don't
college
want
does the
to.
same thing. Trade
the
schools do the same
the
But
the
thing.
those are
other part of it,
programs. That's
guys,
my
is
point.
Hold up,
It's all
y'all. I
just
do need
programs.
Geo to go, then y'all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Geo, then
Yeah,
Timmy. Timmy, Timmy.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and it might make it for a better conversation because, of course, Kevin knows that I always go against the grain. So I looked up a study. Now this is based on someone's interpretation, but the study was from LinkedIn, right? And they gave a lot of variables as to why DEI, like for example, using quotas instead of goals. I think Kevin touched on that a little bit, right? When you have quotas that prioritize over mandates, right? And then even the Supreme Court has long held that any quota based on protected status like race or gender is unlawful. So how it's been going on this long, I have no idea, right? And the part that gets me the most, I'm Hispanic, right? And DEI on paper actually is a superficial version that really truly disregards true diversity. Because if one individual has certain aspirations of being at a job for 5 years and the other person just wants to be there to get that check for the next 6 months, whatever, then it actually only goes based on demographics and not any type of incentive to hire someone that would actually, end up, and do their, do
All
time in
right.
that
I
company,
get what you get
right?
to. Yeah, I get you.
So and then, I mean, it's a hard word to say, but I'll say it. It's very, very ethnocentrist. And if you look up what ethnocentrism means, it means that a culture, class, or race should be treated differently because of their own superiority. And if that's the case, then my only question is, right? How can you, on the one side, say that people look past you, but in the same breath, you view yourself as superior and should have a advanced seat at the table, right? So again, this is all opinions, variables that I've read, but I feel like when you hire, you know, from underrepresented groups without genuine commitment to the culture of your business, like Kevin said, how can that ever equate to success for Kevin? It does seem like they're forcing for someone like Kevin, if he owned the business, to close his eyes and just wherever his finger lands, hope it's quota and
I
not
think
merit.
I think you
You
guys
know?
are mixing
Hold up,
DEI
y'all.
up with
Hold up.
affirmative
It's one
action
more. It's
again.
one more
I was
person.
saying the
No,
same thing,
Absolutely
bro.
not true.
yeah. So
I was
let
gonna
me
say
get
the
a
same
Timmy.
thing.
Let me get Timmy in. So even that, that's why I say until one of y'all get a business, then y'all see. I think because
Well,
I'm just thinking I don't even got a business, and I just
but
know that
but
I
if I
don't
can just
want no.
close on one thing, Kev,
Hold on, real
just
quick.
this last thing I want to
Hold on,
say.
real quick. Hold on, real quick. I'm just saying, like I don't know if everybody think about it. They just thinking about it that well, it ain't fair. People need to get it. We probably think of one of our children need to get a job real quick or something like that. That's probably what I'm thinking about more of as in like I said, having a business, getting the best person that's qualified, not just because this person qualified and this color or and this qualified and this gender. I'm not looking at it from that way. It's just based off of who can fit the hold on real quick, who can fit the job, who got the
Hmm.
who most likely to work with what I have, and even if I want to pick it a certain way of my style, that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm not going to be like, oh, this person need a job. Let me go ahead and hire them in, and they got a little bit of a little bit of, I think it's just job by job. It just depends on the job. Maybe some
Yeah.
jobs,
And it
whatever.
depends
But
on the
then again,
company as
all
well.
you have, oh yeah, and then then you really don't have to have a program for that. You literally just can be like, all right, these are the type of. Why do you need assistant to say I need help with these to bring these type of people in here when you could just have a HR, or you could have a
Right.
recruiter. You can have so many different
Hmm.
things. You don't need a whole program
Literally the
to
Right.
same
so
guys,
thing.
no, it's
no,
not the
Right.
same thing.
I
No, it's
got
Hey,
it.
not.
but if
No,
I
But
gotta
I
land my
think,
plane real quick
but
because
I
I was
You
think,
don't have
talking
to.
toward the end.
So let me get to I thought you was done, Gio.
Nah, I mean,
Go ahead,
I guess they
Gio.
thought I was done, and then they both responded. But as I land my plane, finally, my final example that I hope will raise the spirits here. We are against quotas when it comes to the police force, but yet quotas are okay with when it comes to employment. So I just got to see the consistency here of are quotas okay, or should people see us for our dedication and impeccability when we say we want to work for you? That's all I'm saying.
because
Hey,
it
look, look,
depends
look,
on how
look.
those
This the
quotas
other
are being
part.
applied.
Yeah, this the other
Like
part though. This the
Not
funny
done
thing
by
I'm
quotas
saying.
though. It's not about
Look,
quotas.
the thing is, it's a funny thing that's the point. They said DEI is doing the same thing a person can do without DEI. That's the point I'm getting to. Like, why do you need a program if that's what they're doing already? Then that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need a special name or a special group to say, "Hey, we need recruiters to do this," or we need. I think I ain't gonna lie. At the end of the day, I know we don't want to say it, but it's just a pity thing. Well, ain't nobody gonna say it, but it's just a pity thing because you could really
Yeah.
have people that
Hmm.
that bases off of skill or hire people that's like that. Because that's why I say I think, hey, what are HRs for, or what are interviewers and all this other stuff? What is they for? You know what I'm saying? They don't have to be through DEI to make these decisions. You know what I'm saying? So like we gon' okay, we y'all gonna see what I'm talking about, the base of it. Just like I said, I seen a guy. I gotta mention this again because it wasn't people that was in here, but I realized that what they do with a lot of us, and a lot of us BLK always keep falling for this stuff, is that a lot of us only doing things just to pity us, to make us, just because they like, oh well, oh man, you're less likely to do this. Like it was a person that was in my baby live yesterday, and they was just talking about how much they was like, man, black women going through this and so I decided to date them. I want to date them because they're going through so much. I want to date them because I'm like, dog, that's the only reason why you
But
want
they
to
want to
date
use
them.
you as a weapon. Yeah, they
It's
use
like
you as a
that's
weapon.
crazy though.
that
So
person's
you
just
feel
silly. That
Not
that junk is
that's how they
crazy. So
use
it's
you as a
like he
weapon,
never,
yo.
and he never kept none of them. Like, it's like, dog. So you saying you want to date them, but that's how this. I believe that's what the system doing to us. It's like anything to make us feel good. They throw us a little bit of something like to make us feel like we're doing something or we're on their level, and then
It's
we just
because
go along with it
you
like guinea
are,
pigs. We just go
but
along
it's
with
You
it
because
like
guys are
guinea pig.
still
But until
confusing
one day,
DEI
I
with
think when
affirmative
people wake
action.
up, really like no real talk. Like I already see this stuff already what's going on because I'm like, why do we need all they had to? My thing is, why do we? If they have law, all they have to do is make a law. They don't need a program to do these same
exactly.
exact thing. It
Can
just
I
don't make
just
It's
sense.
because they can't
But
prove any
can
of
I
their
just
studies. It's
please
all based on opinion.
ask a
Yeah.
You guys are
I know y'all stirred up, but
describing
I gotta let
affirmative action,
Timmy
not
go real quick.
DEI.
I gotta let Timmy
Okay,
go real.
can you hear me?
I would
Yeah,
love for
Timmy, and then
Jen to prove
I
anything I
got two
said
more
that was a
people, and
lie.
then I'm gonna let
I
two
have a
minutes on y'all.
question
Then
for
there,
the
open
panel.
panel. Ain't no
Okay.
questions. We just do your point of view because it's an
Okay.
open panel question right there, though. So
Well, I have an uncle. He's been doing this for 20 years. He works for a company down in Arizona. Okay. But he never shows up for work. He doesn't have to show up for work because they pay him to stay home. But they need X amount of Hispanics in their company. If they don't have that, they cannot get the federal contracts to do what they want to do.
That's crazy. Sorry.
It is. It's absolutely crazy. I don't understand it. I don't think it's right. I've never done it myself.
so he doesn't do anything. He's just
It's the
on the
difference
books.
between public and private, guys. If you're
Oh,
going to
here we
rely
go.
on government money, then you have to play by government rules.
So why are
And
you?
that's what I was
So
about to
fraud
get
is
to.
okay? Wait, so frauding a program to get funds is okay,
Yeah,
Mister
But
fraud is
Jen?
that's
definitely not
hey,
okay.
that's the
y'all,
way the
y'all gotta
program's
let
set
Timmy
out.
finish, man. I gotta give him his
Yeah,
time right back.
that's
Just do your time. I'm gonna let
yeah.
my baby go next. All
But
right,
that's the way the program's set out because in order for them to get the federal jobs, the
I'm giving
federal
that DEI
government.
treatment.
That's
Good.
exactly.
No,
They
go
have to
ahead.
have X amount of females, X amount of males, X amount of this race, that race, so on and so forth. And they told him when he hired him 20 years ago, look, you're never going to have to do anything. All
Hmm.
we need is that you're on the payroll.
That is wild.
But they do it every day with undocumented citizens.
All right,
So how
so
is it
you
different?
done, Timmy? You
I
done?
am done, sir. I've
All right,
landed
for
my
sure, for sure.
plane.
So let me get my baby in, and then uh then we can start open panel with problem then, since everybody's so bagged up. So
I,
let's go ahead and do that.
yeah, I just wanted to ask a little bit of clarity. Kev, how exactly do you think DEI work? Like,
The based off what y'all telling me,
no, how you understand it.
I don't. I hear all the people talking about it.
Well, because you were saying
So,
like
I,
these people come and they're hired because of their
yeah,
race. Yeah, so how do you think that happens? Like, is there this special program that goes to the
yeah,
businesses, then they ask these people, have you hired? Like, how do you
yeah.
think it?
So based off of what I heard, even if I know the true thing of it, it's just still I don't believe we need a program. But I would say this, from what I heard, is saying is trying to make fairness with people that's probably less likely to get picked,
No, I'm
or
asking how does it work? Like,
I don't know.
is
I asked
If I
y'all,
can
y'all,
answer it,
y'all have not told me
okay.
if I can
no
answer
one
that,
person. Hold
Hold
up,
on one
Gio, hold
second.
up.
Hold
yeah,
on one
I
second,
yeah.
because
asked y'all how they work, and I
I have
haven't heard.
said it. I have said it multiple
You
times.
said what people, and all right, I said I agree with. I said I get that, but I said why can't we do that with just law? Why do it have to be a program? That's what I was saying.
Okay, so but the thing is though, it's kind of making it seem like these people that are like when you turn in your resume, how do these people know what skin color, race, gender, if they're in a wheelchair? How do these people know this?
It's in the
Well,
application.
D. So I don't know. Do DI,
They
DI,
don't.
D.
You
That's
can't
No,
put
no,
any
do
hold
DI
personal
figure it out? So
questions
I'm
on,
saying
in
they.
hold on.
applications.
That's what I'm trying to get
You
to.
can't even ask someone's age.
So I work
Yeah,
for a
that's
company
what.
that's
Okay,
DEI.
hold on.
Let me give you an example.
That's exactly what I'm trying to get to. Is
Mhm.
that there's this idea that these hiring people already know that these people look like, and that they're gonna be diversifying,
Mhm.
right? And
Right.
that's not how it works. They have hired like the hiring manager. They just show up. The person has an interview, and
Mhm.
then it's the same way they would look at somebody else and be like, okay, is this person going to be a good fit for our company?
So
They, it's the same thing.
And that
so
word,
Yeah, I
that
like I
word
yeah, as
culture
I
of the
said.
company is a dog whistle.
so I work for a
Yeah,
corporate company,
Yeah,
and I don't mind saying,
but also though, I stated that this is not a forced program.
it
Thank
is
you. It's
though,
not
and I can
affirmative
explain
action.
why.
These
So I,
companies, oh damn, Gio, oh my
yeah,
god, hold on one second.
all right, I'll wait.
These companies do not have to. They are choosing to.
Which is why she gave the example of Target.
Yes.
So I work for a big cable company. I won't say the name, but it's probably in your community. There
Okay.
is so like my highest manager, right?
Gio, sorry, he was just letting me go, and then there was two other people. Only because I got a little bit of
No, he
privilege.
said open panel after you, but okay.
and I said
No,
start with
no, he said
problem, but
probably because
before that though, it's the thing is I everything that they are saying that it does. I don't, maybe it's so hard for to look. I'm trying to get y'all to. It's just so hard for me to explain.
I
It's like
literally have the answer,
I
bro.
know exactly. Y'all gonna, I don't know. I know y'all gonna realize maybe later down the line it's literally a pity thing because these things because it's like we're trying to make it seem like no, or regular people cannot hire or we can't have a law that call out these people that's only hiring off this way. We need we make it seem like DEI is like a security that just watches these people to make sure that they hire. And then even that, right? I'm always going to go based off skill.
There's laws
security.
against murder and people kill
That
every day.
But
Oh my
how is it
god,
a
come
yeah,
on,
pity?
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
How
That's
is
right. So
hold
what
on.
is so deep? Hold on. So
Hold
I
on
let
for
it say.
just a
I let
second.
it say that though. So is DEI all of a sudden going to stop murderers from murdering? That's what you're
No,
saying?
it's one tool to give
Well,
people
that's the corporate
exposure who
American
are
working, not
already
for profit.
qualified. That's what it is.
So
It's
if
a
I can give
tool
it
to
an
give people
objective
exposure
example
to
too,
opportunity. It's
so
not meant to lower the bar.
if I can give an example, right? So I work for a cable
I thought
company,
prop.
right? It's a very popular one. There's a manager who's the third highest in the management team, and her only job is LGBTQ event coordinator. That's her only role in the entire company to make sure that there's access for people in that community, right? There's nothing else that has to do with the job that is under her, scope. Secondly,
What
in my
they
same
hired her
training
for?
class, there was a person in my classroom. I would not say what race because it doesn't matter unless it does. This individual got hired for a corporate job selling internet and cable and did not know what a modem was. Did not know what a modem was. Of course, they went over in class. Obviously, it's very easy to explain. But if a recruiter who's probably going through LinkedIn or Indeed, because that's how I got hired and how most people apply for jobs, you make a profile where you can add a picture. You don't have to. But these recruiters email you. Nowadays, it's usually a WebEx call of some kind, and there's like a three-stage process. The recruiter sees you at home, you go in for an in-person interview, and they reach out to you again. So it's not that I'm against everyone getting an opportunity, but when you're going toward a job, like if I'm going toward a federal roofing company and I don't know what a shingle is, or I can't walk up a ladder, why did I get hired? And this happens every single day. with unqualified, illiterate people having jobs that
Dang,
don't
that's
that
dang.
require
I try.
literacy.
Y'all
respectfully,
literally ain't trying to make
res-
it quick though. It's two people that literally have not said anything. I thought y'all were gonna say
I'm
quick
done.
words.
I'm
Y'all just
done.
making it long.
I made my point.
So,
I made my
comments
point.
on
so
qualified YTs I've trained for my job. Come on, stop it.
That's not my
yeah.
argument. That's
So,
my argument.
so,
Please, you
so I'm
can't.
gonna get Cousins because he said he about to get up out of here. So I'm gonna let Cousins say his last thing, then get problem and E, and then we can go back to open panel. Shoot, I might just skip to the last one because we got stuck on the green one though. So yeah, overall, yeah. Yeah, it's a wrap on that. I know I ain't gonna change my mind on that, on the thoughts of that though, because like I said, I think about it stuff a little bit differently. Real talk. Go ahead, cousin.
All right, so real quick, there is a difference between affirmative action, which are quotas. Okay, affirmative action gave benefits for hiring different races, et cetera, et cetera. That is different than just DEI. Y'all are confusing the two.
I
Those
disagree.
programs, okay, and this is not even up for debate. It's a fact. It is what
Joy
it
Reid
is.
getting to Harvard was a form of action, and
Okay.
also
Oh my
DEI.
God, you just can't stop.
All
We
right, I
sat here
got it.
just
Yeah, I'm about to
listening.
say, it's all right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But the
Got
point is
passed
this.
up. He
All I'm
got
saying
passed
is
by
this.
some woman or some BLK person, probably.
All I'm saying is DEI is only there to increase exposure to those who would normally not have that exposure. If it wasn't necessary, it would have never been invented. The reason why it's there is because people weren't doing it before. That's the whole point. When you talk about the people getting the hire for the roof and not knowing how to do shingles, well, that's how we've been doing it for 200 years. People in these companies have been hiring their siblings and all of these other things with overlooking people that had the qualifications because they didn't look the part. And so these are why these programs have been created. Now, does that mean that they're perfect? No. I would agree that some of these programs need to be retrofitted. They need to be, addressed certain issues. Maybe some of them have gone too far. Maybe you got to pull back the reins on something. But to sit up here and say that these programs are not necessary is either willfully obtuse or you just playing, because we all know history has shown us for a fucking fact that they are needed. Because if they weren't needed, they wouldn't have been invented in the first place.
Yep.
All I'm saying is, let's not make this out to be this thing that is only, it's not necessary and people could just do it. Because if that was the case, they would have been doing it. They haven't been doing it. That's why they made it. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's something to look at. Does it mean
And
that
this
it
is
doesn't
so
need to
funny.
be fixed? I believe so. I think some
This
of the
is
stuff can be fixed. As I hear you, Kev, if it's going to be the pity party, I wouldn't be with it either. You know what I'm saying? But that is not the program. I
We
think
don't
that,
want pity.
I
well,
don't
I
know if y'all
know, I
really hear
know.
this. This
I
is so
understand
funny,
that.
dog. It's so funny, dog. It's
Yeah,
like
but anyway,
we literally need a program.
well,
They didn't
hey,
even say
blood on
make
your
it a
system.
law.
That's what we
Don't
live,
make it a
bro.
law. Don't make it
That's
a
why
law.
it's
Said
already
don't
been a
make it a
law.
law. Just make it a program to help these
Kevin,
people out.
Kev,
Civil
it's
What?
already
rights.
got
It's
Civil
laws.
not.
rights
It's
is the
But
law.
it's
This is
There's
more
so
to it
already
funny
than
to
laws.
just
me.
to help
Civil
people out.
rights is
We're
the
gonna
law.
help
It
these people out by making a program to make them
but
be
you're
treated
giving
but
people
Oh
what
equal.
it
my
also
exposure,
Instead of
bro.
does
making it a
it
law, we're
but
gonna
what it
make.
also and
Do
not
you
to
know how
Oh,
just
this
many
is
use
so
labor.
programs
funny.
they have for corporate America? Do you know how many corporations get bailed out?
All these programs,
No, no,
like
no, no,
people
no,
not
no,
really
no, no.
hearing what's
You're
coming out
talking
their
on a
mouth. Like
micro
they
level.
literally said, we need to make a
Let me say
program
on a
to
macro
help
level,
people out.
right? If you're
But
going to lean on taxpayers' dollars, if you're going to lean on government bailouts when you mismanage your corporation, right? Then you're going to have to play by the rules and be equitable. It is about giving people exposure. And I'm not even a big DEI dude, right? I'm just saying it's about giving people exposure. It's not about affirmative action. Affirmative action is saying you need this amount of
Explain what
people.
exposure. I done heard that word a lot of times already. So
Exposure
explain what you mean
means
by exposure.
we are
Then,
going to make people aware that these jobs are available. If you are qualified,
but okay,
you can
okay.
go
Since you
apply.
said that too, how? So Indeed don't do that.
No,
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 no.
So
Can I say
because
wait,
something?
these jobs aren't
hold up,
posted on
hold up.
Indeed.
Y'all not. I don't know if y'all hear. Okay, you said these jobs are going to show that these jobs are available. That's what you're saying. We're going to make people aware that these jobs. If they don't want a job, what do that mean?
What you don't understand is we still live in a racial
I
society
already
Come
know it's
on,
going.
man.
I
that
knew it's going
will
to go back to. That's why I'm
discriminate.
trying. That's the only reason I'm against this because it's going to go back to that
Hold
race
up.
thing.
Can,
It's
can
going to
I
go back
say
to the
this?
victim
The
head. It's going to
reason
go back
I
to all that
started
stuff,
my
and y'all
company,
don't realize that.
the
Okay,
Go
but
ahead.
reason
it's
I
actually
started
more
my
If
to it
that
than
company,
weren't the
just
case,
the
you would have
exposure
more people,
aspect.
more black people in corporate America. If you ever worked in corporate America, you know
you
that the
understand. If you ever sat
percentage
in
of
that room
people, the
more
percentage of
qualified than
black
everybody
women.
else in there, and
Right.
you,
You
you sit at that table with dreadlocks or different color skin, and it's not just about race. If you're 300 pounds, you ain't gonna get the job.
That's not the issue. That's not
Hey,
the issue at
I
all.
got another thing to add to it though. Like, look at this. Like, it's even like Black History Month, right? Y'all gonna realize that these people playing with us though, for real. Like, even Black History Month, they like, hold up. We're gonna give them a month to feel good about themselves and stuff. Instead of
The
instead
shortest
of
month of the
instead
year.
of making
right.
us be part of their history, they're gonna be like, hold up, let's give them a month.
But do they?
That's
Do
what I'm
they
saying.
get?
They literally playing with us, and we're feeding into this stuff like it's really like I said. At the end of the day, these things could have been law to make us just to make it fair.
Civil
Fairness
rights
could have been in
is
a
the
law thing.
law.
It don't have to be a program to baby us.
But we've
Like,
had
Civil
to
rights.
Yeah, it
force
could have
the
been a lot, but I
issue.
also say
Can
this
I
too.
say
When it comes to
something?
oh
DEI,
yeah,
like
problem you haven't said.
also
Yeah, y'all. Let
Oh
me. I gotta let
no.
problem go for a minute, and then he haven't said nothing. So I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes, and then we can go. Back. Oh, then dance after that.
So,
Then we can free it out. Two
so
minutes,
host,
y'all.
I know you're being a little adjutant, but let me just say this: the last brother who was talking about DEI, he was absolutely correct. It was a framework that was actually created so the opportunities would be broader for all people, more equity. That's what diversity means. Everybody has an opportunity for the job. Everybody who's qualified has an opportunity for the job. No one wants unqualified. I used to hire people for 15 years. No one wants an unqualified person for a job because it costs too much to onboard employees on a position. And you don't want people coming in and out of your corporation. It is costly. And so when you still go to hire people, go to Indeed. When you get whatever style interviewing that they have, whether it's on video or it is face to face, people can and will discriminate against you for myriad of things. Some places will discriminate. Some discrimination happens against women, against disabled people, against veterans, against, and those are usually the scope of who's under the DEI. Black people were the last people to benefit from DEI. White women were the first
bingo.
and the most populous individuals who benefited from DEI. In fact, white women also benefited from affirmative action
Bingo.
more than Black people. So now our culture and those who want to say that we are not qualified because we have to have these programs. See, DEI has been around since the 60s and has gotten more popular around the 80s or so. So this is not a new program or a new philosophy. But now what uh, the naysayers are trying to do is to make sure that DEI is synonymous with unqualified.
Now,
And
one
so
more
they
minute. One more minute. I already gave you an extra minute, so go ahead.
Okay, so they preach that. So whenever they see black people, they equate unqualified individual. You know how CK was trying to make that point all along. So I agree with you. Maybe we don't need these policies, but do we live in a post-racial society where Mr. So and so owns a major corporation? Will he see my qualifications without looking at my skin? Does he want me around in his department? Because I might not fit his comfort level. So I'll land my plane there.
All right, so let me get Ian, then Dance, then MAGA. E, you there?
Unmute.
E, you muted. You there?
Okay, but while
All
he's
right.
I figured out
So
how to unmute real quick. I just also want to say
so
with
hold up real
DEI,
quick. You already had the turn earlier. We gotta just get Dance in and
my
then
bad.
Magda and then
Go
we go
ahead.
back to open panel. Yeah, we be done in a minute. It's just people keep popping up. So Dance, what you got for me? I got 2 minutes for you, and then we gonna get Maggie in, and then back to open panel.
All right, thank you, brother. First of all, DEI is basically affirmative action. No, affirmative action is DEI in practice. It's literally worked the same exact way.
Wow.
Affirmative action. Oh, God, I was quiet the whole time you was talking. The
Everybody
literally,
mute, please. Everybody mute. I'm gonna give you your 2 minutes over again.
I'm telling you, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm the Slayer, bro. Listen, right? So when it comes down to it, right? Affirmative action was created for people who was qualified that didn't have the opportunity to get into certain schools, especially blacks and Hispanic people, right? People of color. What ended up happening is it started out as a good thing, but it got abused and got turned into a quota-based system where people were abusing it. So therefore, a lot of white women start abusing it because of the technicality and the loophole in it. It's the same thing as DEI. DEI and affirmative action both was in the 60s. People think DEI is new. It's not new. Now, today's climate, what they're doing is, instead of having saying like everyone can get the opportunity to do X, Y, and Z, be more diverse, they turn it into a racial quota. A lot of people are abusing it. In theory, I agree with it. In practice, they abuse it to the point that they're making it about race over merit. That's look what happened right now with the American Airlines. When the owner actually said his recruits will be women and people of color at 50%. It's out his own mouth. So my point is, if it's not using a race quota base, then why can't black people just qualify for it by merit, which we could do? So black people are fighting so hard for DI because they've been brainwashed by white liberals and they benefit the most. They keep using black people as guinea pigs to push on their agenda. And that's what I'm so embarrassed about. Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, hold on, I want to say, when it comes down to it, is that these white liberals will come through and technically they are minority in the work field, so they will benefit most by the technicality of minority in DEI. And it don't mean black. But that's all I want to say for now. Go ahead.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, okay. Let's get it. We even the group up. Everybody ain't against me so far. All right. Jen, I don't know. He like in the middle. I don't know what he on. What side he on? All right. So, Maggie, what you got for me?
I'm hearing, like, when I first came up, I was hearing that these programs need to be for people. I don't know, like, I know people have a heart, right? But we all raise our kids to be productive citizens. Why are we sitting here babysitting other people's kids? Make them listen. All Trump is doing, pushing them to grow up and be responsible adults. I agree with Dance, right? What I think what y'all left out is too is DEI was
I'm giving them DEI claps, real bro.
DEI was specifically done for the community. We already had this stuff. Look at how many elect presidents you saw fly the flag at the freaking White House. Come on, we know where this is going. White women and people in the community, they benefited from it the most. But I want to say this, right? Because I hear this all the time. Martin Luther King, people were unalive. Not that I'm a big fan of Martin Luther King. Let me just put that out there, right? But people fought, right, for you to be hired on your merit, not your color. Now all of a sudden it's okay to be hired by because of your color. I don't understand this shit. It's so backwards to
I
me.
was saying that too.
Why y'all fight for something and then turn around and say, "Well, no, we want it this way"? Make it make sense. It's not for us. They got us out here looking stupid. Not us, excuse me, them. But y'all, I mean, it's a fight for what? I'm so tired of hearing it in this pity party. I had a lady that was in the
That's
thing.
what I've been saying. That's
It's a pity
crazy.
party. Listen, he's not taking assistance from anybody who can't work. If you cannot work and you have a medical condition, you're not getting your assistance taken away from you. It's the illegals and it's the people who are able to work. That's it. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, we want our kids to be our best, but it's okay to take care of somebody else's. And I land my plane.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was even thinking about that too. Like, so nobody should be hired for or not hired because, like, whatever the situation is. If you got like I said, if you got a half a leg, or if you're BLK, or if you, I don't think people should be hired on that or not hired because of that. You know, it shouldn't be based off that. I think my point of view is just straight up skill. It just should be based into skill and whatever help whoever business run a certain way. It should just be based into that. I get it. They saying, "Well, life ain't fair," but then again, like I said, even if they hire off that, they're going to fire that person. They're going to find some reason because they're like, "Hold up, you're not the person. You're not the best like I wanted to be." You know, because they based it off of. They keep saying if that's what I say. They keep saying that it's skill too, right? Well, if it's skill too, then what's the point of the pro? I still don't get the what point of the program then. Like if it's based off of skill, they would have hired off of skill then. They don't. They wouldn't have to have no assistance. Like, well, I need you to help me because I can't think of it. Think of who the right person to bring. When they got many things they can hire to do that. They got people that could job search. I mean, not job search. They got people that can help recruit people. They got people that and whatever. Like I don't know. Like I don't get. We got to have these special
So,
Okay,
programs
so,
I'm
to.
so
actually
I
going to
used to
But
just
work
say
for a
this
major,
right
I
here.
mean, we
health
earned those
insurance.
programs. We
Yeah,
deserve
I
those
after
used to
this, we
work
gonna
programs.
go
for
to the. I want to go straight to the last prompt too, though. After this, though, because yeah,
Okay,
I guess I just go
Do
ahead.
y'all really think?
all right. So
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So basically, I heard what you were saying back up at the top and stuff like that. It's not just about 100% skill too. I think people are also missing the fairness in it as well. And DEI, and I'll just say the whole thing, DEIA, where it actually makes sure that working conditions are hospitable, which is where unions came from.
right.
Going DEIA makes sure that hey, when you go there, that they have a med kit there, that women have pads and stuff like that in the women's room, making sure that there's water there. It does more than just making sure that you are qualified for the job. It's also making sure that you feel comfortable at the job and also removing barriers that are in the way that
I thought
stop
that
you
was a
from
union.
progressing within the country. Say
So,
that again.
CJ, can I answer you real
You need a
fast?
program. I swear,
Mhm.
y'all giving everything that unions and
It's not
HRs and
just the program,
y'all
bro.
just.
It's to
It's
make
like y'all
sure that
trying
the
to
playing
force
ground is
that. Like
level.
DI is this that they gonna special that they not doing it already in their
Okay,
jobs.
so when you're open up your
They're
business, there's a
not.
difference between a small business versus corporate America.
So if they is
So
doing it
they don't
right, so
have
are
restaurants.
you saying that these people watching these so these DI people are security guards too? They just watch to make sure the people ain't doing it either.
That's
That's what
because
you're
Some
saying?
they're
businesses
not.
don't
Host,
want
let
you
me
to
say this real
unionize.
fast. CJ, you made it a point, right? And I heard the other lady say, oh, that people not getting jobs. It's 2025, guess what? We are taking white people's jobs just for calling us the N word. What we need to do is, if that's the case, tell all these activists, these black activists, right? Get out here and fight for that because they fight for shit that doesn't make any sense at all. More white people are unalive to cops than black people. So why is it they can't go out there and fight for these rights for y'all? If that's the case, because you can sue these people. But
What
that's not the way
activists
it
do you
works.
know
Have
They
to,
that's
want
not
to keep
first
fighting?
off,
pushing this
sue
That's
racist
a
you.
card.
You
very
have to
that's a
sue.
very disingenuous argument. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a
Because
very
here's the
dis-
deal.
That's
It,
not.
Considering the population of the white America compared to every other group
Absolutely.
and
Come on.
compared to our
Absolutely.
minority,
And
that's
people
a
don't get
very
in.
Yeah.
disingenuous
Hold on, I
argument.
didn't hear what you said, Hood. I'm sorry, say that
Oh,
again.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know, like that's an extremely disingenuous argument considering the population differences. If we do per capita, if we do based on our population, we are heavily prosecuted
So,
within
Hood,
that
can I
way.
ask you a question though? How many times do
Absolutely.
you see on the internet? How many times do you see on news or anywhere where a black person is getting fired because a white person they said they was being discriminated on? We see more and more white
You
people
can't
losing
prove it
jobs.
sometimes,
Do
Hold
sis.
you
You
know
on,
can't
why?
hold
prove
on,
that.
it
hold
just
on.
went to the
Hey,
Supreme
host, can I
We
Court
get
and
a
just
shut
chance to
down. We
answer?
shut down
rolled back
whole
because the
companies,
agent
right?
kicked
I
it.
know this because we did it in Alabama. We shut down whole companies for people being racist. So y'all keep talking about this shit, but they're not fighting for that. They
So
rather put
And
the race card.
and
You're
what
gonna have to
and
I
what
prove
like
has
it.
that done? And what has that
speak.
done to close the
Yeah,
wealth gap? What has
I
that
don't.
done to truly
Yeah, I don't
benefit our
want to shift
culture?
the whole thing off. So let's get to the juicy one since it sounds like y'all hovering over it. So we gonna get to the last prompt.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, cause I ain't got too much time. This ain't Friday, so I can't stay up all night. Y'all got to catch me tomorrow. But what proof? So the last one is what proof do we have systematic racism still exists? And could it be systematic classism or favoritism instead? So how you feel about? Let's go. We can go in order. Let's give everybody 2 minutes. I go from King and up, and then Hood Red. I mean, oops, I said Hood Red. My bad. Hood. Um, then up. Right. So let me get King in. Let me get everybody
That's
1 minute.
hilarious.
I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute. I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute, man. So we gotta make this quick. So 1 minute. What you got for me, King?
I prefer to use rather than systemic. I use institutionalized racism
Mhm.
instead. I do believe that institutional racism is still in a thing. And I'll use an example for me. And it usually isn't just purely off of, oh, we're going to say something explicitly racist. Usually you create barriers that you only get a certain outcome. So personally, right now, I work in HR. I work for a tech company. I do recruiting and I do like people operations, the whole nine. Um, a good example of what y'all were hovering on a little bit earlier was for an entry level position, SDR or sales development rep. Uh, we, because this is an entry level position, usually we hire people fresh out of college. One specific sales development manager.
Your time is up. Y'all gonna pay attention to that time. Y'all
You
must
should
be
give him.
forgetting
You
that
should
one
give him
minute
another
there.
minute, brother. You should give him
You
another minute, brother. I'm not
give him
even
another
lying.
minute. All right.
Yes, absolutely.
Then
2
you
minutes.
getting 30. Then you getting 30 seconds after that. Say no. This
Hey,
ain't
I
DEI
can
here.
land
I
my
ain't being.
plane quick.
This ain't DEI here, boy. I'm going off skits. Say no. All right. Go ahead. King, get one more. I need y'all to pay attention to that time. I'm not doing no 1 minutes again. Y'all be doing whole stories. I just want y'all to get to this prompt. So go ahead. Go ahead. King, you better hurry up. Your minute going. You got to unmute.
Oh shit! I'll wrap it up quick. I had a specific manager who wanted skill set from out of college. The parameters usually when you get a job, it's a requisition process that you get through. You go through the requirements, hard skills, soft skills. What do you want out of this role? Um, one, because it's an entry level position, it was hyper focused on the soft skills. They didn't explicitly say that they wanted a white T person, but the parameters made it where it was going to be a white T person. So, because I live in Atlanta, Georgia, they wanted a person who more than like who graduated from a SEC school. Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, these types of school. They also preferred a person who was on a fraternity or sorority at these schools. These are PWIs. The result, now technically they didn't say I want a white T woman or a white T man, but in practice, that was the only thing that you were going to get more than likely. This isn't to say that there aren't black people in these sororities and fraternities. However, the overwhelming majority of these people are going to be white T or women or men. And I'll land it there.
All right. So I could be like DEI. I'm going to give everybody 2 minutes because I wanted to be fair. So because we need a program for me to give y'all 2 minutes real quick. So go ahead, dance. What you got for me? 2 minutes.
All right.
Oops.
People talking about I think it's more of a preference thing more than like systematic racism and more of a preference. And people don't think about that. There are people that actually practice that who are racist. Actually, absolutely. It's individuals in the system that might be racist, but the system itself is not racist. Because if we're gonna say that,
Mm-hmm.
then we also have to say every black person who have power, who actually own businesses, who run their own systems, who only want to hire black people, are also practicing
Right.
systemic racism. By their logic, if I right now go to Golden Crust and it's a black guy who owns 5 Golden Crusts, and he only gonna hire number Jamaicans, ain't that systematic racism by your definition of it? Like it will only make sense. So my thing is, instead of us looking at the system being racist, look at the individuals who are actually doing it and call them mother effers out, and that's the problem. And
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to do that because we keep saying the system. It's individuals in the system that's doing it on both ends because you got people who are mayors who are only hiring black people in their on their staff only, and no one says that's systematic racism. They don't use it then when it happens to or when it benefits us, and that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
I like that. You said it the way I was about to. I like that. That's exactly my point. Yeah, because I think if somebody keep putting, I keep seeing them put in the comments. They said to what they say, what they say, what they put down, oh, preference based on what. So we know. Let me make it before everybody else answer. Right, I'm gonna put it this way. Right. So that's why I put favoritism on there, right? Or you can say because the thing is, we act like if we wouldn't do the same thing, if we had a business. Say if we wanted to hire our kind, right? Since everybody got this our kind. we wouldn't call it, just like Dan said, we would not call that systematic racism. That's just either favoritism or you want to keep it in the family or whatever it is. I think a lot of the times we look at that and go into how other people do it and automatically assume that they're doing it off a racist type situation. No, they just doing it based off of if they want to keep it in the family. That's just what it is. So we do it all the time. I mean, I don't understand like what's the but so yes, I don't think that got nothing to do with racism. That just got to do with either like I said favoritism or it could be classism, whatever what you would have based it on, or familytism. But go ahead on. Let me get CJ Surrey. Let's get CJ Surrey. You got 2 minutes.
Okay, let's try to get it all in real quick. Do I think systematic racism exists? Yeah, without a doubt. There are so many different reports about systematic racism. You can look at UCLA, they did a research on it, Florida State, Delaware State University, Harvard University, all of these various different organizations and colleges have actually done the research on it. So when you look at it, when you look at things such as like the housing and how basically back in 2008, where they actually showed that in 2008 where they were purposely giving black and Latinos higher risk loans for to make for fees and various different things to profit on that particular community. And the system part of it was it didn't wasn't just a one thing, or I like this person so or I don't like this person. Let me give them a bad loan. I'm gonna give this person a good loan because I like them. Where you see decades, years upon years of this particular system going and play over and over again. When we look at the criminal justice system and various different things of that nature, we know that black community is over police. Even when you look at specifically the one report that I just looked at right now, when you look at stops, 82% of the actual stops that actually occur are black traffic stops. And of those, only 95% of them, actually 5% of them actually resulted in arrest or an illegal substances being found. The other 95%, they didn't have anything. When we look at the healthcare system that we have, we know that black people do not receive the same level of care that other races do, and that has been going on since anybody can remember. So when you look at the system of it, the systematic oppression that it has actually caused, there it is. I'm not talking about somebody, oh, I don't really like this patient right now. Let me just come in or I'll just turn the bell off or whatnot. But when you look at an organization and you look at the repetition of it going over and over again, it's just there without a doubt. And I'll land my plane right there, y'all.
All right, nice. Magga, what you got for me? Got 2 minutes.
I think these people who keep talking about systematic racism is either just lazy, right? Because if you don't like what somebody else is doing, if I'm hiring somebody for my company, I want the best. I don't give a crap what color they are. If like the guy said, they had the stipulations on the what they wanted these people to have. That's their prerogative. That's their prerogative, because if you don't want your job, your company to be ran correctly or at its best, then you hire these people that are gonna come in there and not go do shit. I don't understand this shit. You can go, if you don't like it, go open your own business. And when you say systematic racism, he said they did a research, and that's just listen. That's all somebody's opinions, basically, because I don't know how you measure racism, right? Systematic racism.
Exactly.
Being that we know the black fraternities, the black sororities, oh, they look out for theirs. They look out for theirs. I hear this shit all the day. So are they measuring those people? Are they measuring that side? Because obviously not. We know it happens. I mean, I honestly don't get it. But if you don't like the way somebody's running their company, go open your own company. I mean, you sitting back talking about, oh, pick me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have people coming to me trying to get business loans, right? They want a business loan. They don't make any money. Then they get mad. Oh, it's racism. How you gonna pay the loan? How are you gonna pay for this loan? They give you $100,000. How are you gonna pay for it? You don't show any money coming in, but you want to be a victim because you couldn't get that loan. Get your shit in a row, get your ducks in a row, and then go get it. But if 2025, y'all still talking about systematic racism, shame on y'all. And I land my plane.
That's what I'm getting. I'm glad you added 2025. Like we got the same talking points from back then. Like we don't have laws that is against it. Actually, the system is anti-systematic racism. That's the funny part about it. Because all they got to do is go to court with it now. All they gotta do is like it's just take a piece of report or a snippet or a smell of racism, and they're gonna be like, "Hold up, no, we going to court with it." They would love to go to court for that. They make money off that anyway. Shoot, they want to get proven that it's some type of racism in some type of company and stuff. So to think the system is on their side when that's funny. But let's. So I'm trying to see, baby. You want to go first, or I'm gonna go back to hood, and then you can go last. I'm not sure. Baby there? All right, hood, what you got for me?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say that, I think it's very shameful, the way that you guys are speaking about our culture, because it's absolutely systematic racism. You guys are talking about the judicial system. Judicial system has historically, particularly the Supreme Court, ruled against us in every major decision that has occurred. We could talk about the Plessy versus Ferguson. We could talk about Sanford versus the Dred Scott decision. We could talk about Shelley versus Kramer. We could talk about all these decisions that have had long-term impact on our community. Period. I don't care if it's 2135, 2125. It's irrelevant because the same conditions that have existed always will exist, right? So black men are going to get 20% longer sentences than every other group of people, particularly white men, right? Our women
What proof
lead
you
our
got?
It's a fact. Our women lead the Western Hemisphere in infant mortality in the developed world. That's not a coincidence. We still live in the same neighborhoods that are a result of redlining and segregation. DI was put into place because historically, particularly our women, were kept out of federal jobs, not because they were less qualified, but because I don't know, maybe people don't like the same people that they enslaved for 400 years? Question mark. It's not so far out of reach to believe that if you have cancer and you never go to the hospital and get treated, that cancer won't get better. Would you disagree? So to sit here and talk about the history and then remove the fact that we have never gotten our due diligence and we've never gotten truly our reparations is delusional. This country is a white supremacist nation that was built on the idea that all men are built equal, particularly white men, and we were never included in that. Point blank period. We have never been given our economic rights. We still deal with the results of the Great Migration, which ran us out the South, which is why we're spread around the continental United States. We are skilled, we are capable. But to say and pretend as if there's no level of prejudice or discrimination that affects our people as a whole is delusional. And we have to lock in. Point blank period. And to sit here and to side with your oppressor is a shameful display. You feel me? And I hope that y'all go spine so you can stand up straight.
Yeah.
Yo, Kev.
I'm friends with a white T guy.
My bad,
That's
Kev.
some
But
funny stuff.
my
Go
bad,
ahead,
Kev.
Jen.
Damn.
You say you want to? Yeah, we can do it because I know that's gonna stray. Well, you know you're gonna. But after I get these last two in, and then you can go.
Woo! I got you.
Yeah, Jen, what you got for me?
Oh yeah, and based off DI, I definitely should have got an extra minute based off my qualifications. What can I say?
Oh, now DEI just made me give everybody extra minutes, so that's why I had to give all. 'Cause everybody's supposed to got a minute at first. But yeah, this ain't it. I want the most I want the most skilled in here right now. It's like the skill that keeping it with the time. Jen, what you got for me, man?
All right, I don't even need 2 minutes. I'm gonna just ask a question really quick. Do people
Okay.
really think?
I hope it's rhetorical because ain't nobody gonna be able to answer that right now.
Okay, yeah, but I'm gonna land my plane quick. Do people really think that blacks, BLKs, and women and all these other people just became qualified, right? Because before a lot of these programs, you weren't seeing black pilots. Did we just become qualified to fly planes, right? So people say we don't need these programs. Obviously, we needed them, right?
But the program's
Because
training you.
in the absence of these programs, people were not getting a fair shot. And to say that anyone that believes in systematic racism or believes it's still around or the effects of it, it's like a wind up toy. You wind it up and it runs on its own. But to say that people who believe that are lazy, listen, I've worked for Newsmax, which is a conservative media company. I've done fundraising for Republican candidates, right? I have a media company currently. Both my partners in both my companies have been YT, and they will tell you. YTs will tell you, and they're not liberals. They're Trumpers, as a matter of fact. But they will tell you that it's an uneven playing field. But I come from the background where, you know what, when I worked at Newsmax, I said I was going to be better and close more deals than everybody taller and whiter than me. And that's the way I was raised. So I'm raised to work through it. But when you say that, you become an example, and you give YTs the example to say, well, look, Demetrius did it. He came from the east side of Buffalo. Now he's in Palm Beach driving a nice car. Why can't you do it, Leon? It's not fair. It's absolutely not fair. I told you from the start, I'm not a DEI guy, right? I've never benefited from it.
Sound like
I
we need to
never
know.
needed it. But there are people out there who do. And anything that helps someone get exposure to a better life, more financial freedom, I am all for it. And I'm sorry if a couple Ians and Biffs gets overlooked. They're just casualties of progress, right? Because they started with a head start, right? And we got to work twice as hard. And I don't mind doing it. But that's what we have to do. And the sooner BLKs accept the fact that, hey, DEI or not, reparations or not, I got to get up and run my race and outwork everybody around me, and I'll be fine whether it's a program or not. I'll land my plane.
Hey, let me ask you this though, because I keep hearing this exposure thing. Specifically, let me know what type of exposure you talking about, because I
Okay.
can't keep letting that word just slide and ain't nobody telling me.
Have you ever heard him refer to the old boys club, right? The good old boys club, right? A circle of old YT guys who makes decisions, pull strings, and they do not give other people the opportunity. There are jobs that will pop up within a company and you don't even know that it's an opening until some dude has it,
Wait,
right?
so what you saying it's going to expose to who, the company or the
It's
people
giving
that's looking for the job?
individuals who may not have access or exposure or the knowledge. Look at it as knowledge. Just swipe out exposure with knowledge. The knowledge that this job opening is even.
What? So it's just so funny. I'm trying to see. I want to see because this is funny. Because like, if a person ain't looking for a job, they don't care. What the heck? I don't get what's going on. Nia is not forcing people to go look. Okay, now I want to work. I want to work because you exposed this job to me. That's why I said, what's the difference between Indeed and DEI? Like, Indeed pulls up a bunch of jobs if you looking for a job. I didn't know this job was out here. I didn't know that was out here. I didn't know.
You don't have to
That's
post a
what
job
happened.
on
It even give
Indeed.
you recommendations.
You
What is
don't
that?
have to post
What
a
is
But you
job
that
know
on
that.
DEI?
Indeed.
Was that DEI that give you recommendations too?
So I got a question. So is it DI
No,
that a white
hold on.
male?
I'm
No, no,
only
no, no, no,
asking
no, no,
Jen.
no,
I'm
no, no,
only
no.
asking Jen
I'm a
this. I'm only
respond.
asking Jen this. No, I'm
Give me a
asking
turn too,
Jen.
then, brother.
I give you. I got you next. I got you next because Dance wanted to go 1v1 with you anyway. But I gotta let Problem go. But I just want to ask Jen this because this is about the. I don't know how many times I've heard the exposure thing, and I'm not getting. It's not making no sense. Like exposure to like people that want a job or don't want a job.
These are people who are qualified, who are looking for jobs,
So
but
why they don't go on Indeed?
because you don't have to post jobs
Why they
on
don't go on the
Indeed.
internet?
You don't have to post that job on the internet. If it's a $250,000 a year job, and Ian and Biff
So a
or
DEI
whoever,
gonna pop it up on the internet?
See,
That's what I want to know.
when you are applying for positions at that highest level, those jobs are not posted. You go to golf with
Until
somebody.
DEI come in effect.
No,
you're
no, no, no.
simplifying it way too much, bro.
When he's talking about exposure, it's a upper echelon of people who have access to each other, who go out to have drinks and go and golf together and go and do whatever that is outside the job. They might know each other's parents or whatever the case may be, and you will never even hear that the job even existed. They might even create a job for them. And when you work in corporate America, you will find out a lot of the only jobs that are posted are the ones that are low level. The ones that are at the top,
Nobody's
they
posting a
Wait.
C-suite job on
Wait, no,
Indeed.
let
they're
her finish.
not.
Let her finish. I'm trying to see what she about to say. So say it. Go ahead.
The top level jobs, even though they may post them, they may already know who they want in the position.
Boom.
And that happens
What
often.
she didn't say nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
here's the point I want to make. All we have to do is look at the companies and see that we are not 100 strong in companies. In
I
fact,
get you. You about to go back to the victims. I don't do
no,
that too long in my role. But I want to say this though,
let me
real quick.
finish
I
my
want you
point.
to get to that part. I want you to get to that part where you said that before DEI, they don't post these type of jobs, right? The exposure to the jobs don't be up on the internet
No,
somehow,
that's not
right?
what I said.
So
It's not what I said.
so that's all I want
I
you to
was
finish. Now,
referring to
nobody cut her off. I just
exposure.
want her to say this part too.
I
I
was
just got to figure this. I got
referring
to
to
understand this.
I was referring to the exposure that the gentleman was talking about. I wasn't talking about DEI
What
because we
is
had
it?
moved on. We had moved on, right?
No,
We
I
moved
want you
on.
to tell me the exposure that the special DEI
I
dudes
just
all of
said
a sudden on your internet.
no. This has nothing to do with DEI. He was talking about exposure at the higher levels. In
Okay,
fact,
even if you're talking about that, then why? So what can give you that exposure then? Since you saying that it don't
I'm
pop up on your
learned
internet
you
page and
have to
now it
do
pops up
that.
now.
Sir, you have to listen to learn.
Yeah,
Wow.
but you shifting to a whole
No,
nother
I'm
thing.
not
I'm not even talking
shifting.
about because really
You
I'm not
haven't
trying to get to
shifted.
back to the back in the days we went through. That. I'm not
I'm
trying to do
sorry,
that.
sir, but
That
I
junk. I ain't
haven't
gonna lie, it
shifted.
irritates me from this point now because we come up with
No.
any excuse just to not move forward. Anyways, though we act like we just whatever.
Can I
Okay.
We just
provide
act
an
weak. We act
example?
weak as a race. I ain't gonna even lie. We
I'm
act super
educated, so
weak.
I
We
don't
act.
have to. I don't have to. I
Can
don't
I
have to
provide an
wallow
example?
in victimhood. I'm educated.
Yeah, that's what it always boiled
I
down
have
to. Even this
puberty.
topic, people don't even realize this boils down to us needing certain things. When we don't even the thing. That's why she probably just
Here's the
simplified it as
thing.
laziness because like we
I'm going
always
to
want to have
apply
a
for a
go to
job.
for things we're not even applying for. We're not even applying for a lot of these things, but we over here crying about it. That's the
I'm not
thing.
crying at all. I'm not crying at
What you
all.
miss, the point that they trying to make to you though is you don't even have the opportunity to apply to a lot of these jobs, and I think it's because
Until
of the
DEI come,
nature.
right?
It's
It
not
has
even
nothing to
about the
do with
DEI
DEI.
with this position, with this specifically. We work in corporate America, so we're viewing it from that lens, and
Yes.
50 to 80% of these jobs that a person will have in corporate America are not posted. They just don't get posted, and that
I
typically overwhelmingly affects Black people. That's just a fact, man.
I think I'm most definitely starting to get what Charlie Kirk saying. Like, what people who have like less
Please.
leftist talking point versus because it's like everything be boiling down to because like the thing is the only reason why I got not so much compassion for this situation or whatever we want to call it is that we have too much. We done came a long way, really. We came a long way to still act like we sitting here living the days as in we still with
But
Martin Luther
sir,
King
it
now.
doesn't stop
We
us
acting like
though.
we
It
with
doesn't stop
that in
us.
them days, and we got way more
But
than
it
But
doesn't
anything.
we
Like I
stop
said,
us.
we got laws for us. We
It
have
hasn't
all type of
stopped us.
stuff for us, and then we acting like we
What
still
law do we have? We don't even have an
Sir, it
anti-looting
hasn't
law. What
stopped
are you
us.
talking
It
about?
hasn't
the
stopped
fact
us.
we
that that's
got
why I'm
one
saying
now.
privileged
We
people
got
don't
one
know
now.
that they privileged. You talking about what law do we have? Go
We
back
got an
across
Man,
the sea.
anti-lynching
No,
law.
go
don't
back
just tell me
across the
the
seas, and
amendment.
It
you will see.
hasn't stopped
No,
us, sir.
go back to
It
across the
hasn't
seas and
stopped
then
us.
ask that too, and then you will see what's the difference between America and over there. How about that?
And
Children aren't
again,
raised
and
with that
again, and
standard.
again, and
Our
again,
children are raised
what you
with
just
the same
did. Wait, wait, hold
principle
on,
that's
Jen, hold on,
happening
Jen, hold
in
on,
this
Jen.
country.
Brother, what you just did was when we're talking about America, you needed to go bring up some other nation, which is probably the way it is because of
Because the
America.
thing is
That's a poor
we
example.
got
That's low
so
IQ,
much.
King. That's what I
No,
asked you what
y'all
law, and
don't
you
see
brought
the
up
stuff
another
we
country.
got right
I
now.
asked you for a law in America, and you went and brought up another country. Don't deflect
A
answers.
law in America
We didn't
it's
say
a
that.
law against this so-called racism you talking
What
about. What
name?
you
What's
talking
the
about?
law? What's the law?
You,
So-called racism. Have you not
Affirmative action.
experienced racism? Have
Affirmative
you not
action doesn't even
experienced
exist
it?
so
anymore.
you
So
so
next.
What
So
do you
I
mean it
next.
don't
would so I'm gonna put
exist?
it this way.
It's
I
Next.
wouldn't
still
put
a
it that way,
part of the
but
Next.
law.
I'm gonna put it this way, right?
It's a law.
I wouldn't know
It
the
doesn't
name
exist anymore. It
of
was
the
shot
It's a
exact
down.
law,
law
but
still, right?
No, it's not, sweetie. That's
No,
how
it's
I
niggas
not.
know
already
it's
No.
know.
Hold on.
against the.
So when did
I know
affirmative
y'all hear
action
me,
go into
dog.
effect? Because I can go look it
I
up.
know
I
y'all
don't
hear me,
know,
dog.
MAGA.
It's
You
no
should
more
tell me,
affirmative
MAGA.
action. There
So
is no more
the
affirmative
fact that
action.
you the fact what I'm saying is you keep I don't know the name of the law, right? But
Civil rights.
we know that
So you're
if
not
you was to
educated about
report
a topic you're talking
if
about,
if
basically.
dang my gosh, I see why y'all do need the I see it. So I'm gonna put it this way, right? The thing is that you acting like we cannot report and or our job or go to court with this situation like it's not a law against it.
Well, Trump is already gutting out the civil rights
So if
law.
I put my hands on
That's
you
a
right now,
part
that's
of what
called
we're talking
assault,
about with
right? That's called
the
battery, right?
systemic
Tell me
racism.
the
You
Sir,
look,
law.
please.
Tell me the law
Duh,
for us.
but you don't need DEI for that, do we?
How
It's
do you
gone,
find it?
bruh. It's gone. gone.
Yeah, it
Okay, it's
ended June
gone.
29th of 2023. The
That's what I'm
Supreme
saying.
Court
Y'all
actually
don't
ended
realize
it.
we have so many laws that's actually for us. Actually,
When did
that
affirmative
But you
wasn't
action?
haven't
for.
named one. You haven't
When did
named not
affirmative
one.
action
Action is
leave?
gone.
Oh
When did
my
It
they
is
do?
gone.
gosh.
When did they do away with
Yes.
affirmative action? That's what I want to know. Because
A
this.
And on
last
June
year,
20,
2 years
June
ago.
29th, 2023, the
Okay.
Supreme Court, it struck it down. They ended it. It's done. It's done up.
Yes.
You can actually
Affirmative
Google
I
it.
action
It is
know.
over
to
with.
white men.
Yes, it
Max,
is. I'm
you
literally
are so
looking at it right
uneducated. It's
now.
Done.
pathetic.
She really is, and it's actually egregious the
It's
fact that
pathetic.
she's.
Like I can't believe you
And
wear my
black
It's
PTR like that.
unemployment is
scary.
up.
It is
Black
scary.
unemployment is up.
First of all, affirmative action
Black
isn't just a
unemployment is
single law.
up.
It's not one single law. So you're
Affirmative
saying
action
that all,
is something they
hold
do
on, you're
every
saying
day.
that all the policies, all the executive orders, everything that's been.
That's a policy.
I didn't say it was. I said it's not a single law. Did you hear what I said?
No, no,
It's
no.
not
I'm
a
saying it's
single
your
law.
affirmative action was a policy, and everybody didn't have to follow it. It wasn't a
Okay,
federal
I just
law,
said
and
that's
they
what I
then got rid of
said.
it.
It's a set of
And it didn't
policies.
even affect black people. That's the sad part. You
We
bringing it
know
up, it had
that, but
nothing to
they
do with
Two
us.
still
women
trying.
It
They
affected
benefiting
trying
Asian
to
from
say.
people.
affirmative
It
action
affected
by
Asian
law.
people.
There's, just,
It had nothing to do
there's
with
no
black people. So
arguing.
bring up something else.
There's no.
That's
Yeah,
a terrible
right,
argument.
The
That
right.
fact
affected
that
Asian
It's
people more
not
than it
there.
No,
affected black
I didn't
people.
bring it up. Hood brought it
BLK
up.
women
It
fundamentally
wasn't even for
do
us.
not have the aptitude
Sweetie, you
or
said
or, or,
affirmative
or
action
are
4 times
smart
when
enough
I
for
asked for a
certain
law.
jobs is incredible.
Yo, Kev, can I speak finally?
I
Go
didn't get
ahead,
my.
man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, it's the law of discrimination is called human rights. That's the law. I don't understand. Y'all don't get that,
You
but
sound so stupid.
no, hold on. It's literally a human rights law. What are you talking about? Discrimination. You so stupid. You keep reacting like you got Tourette's. Just calm down for a second. I was quiet for a whole half hour while y'all was spitting victimhood.
Because you don't got nothing to say.
I just started talking. You was, but it's
Let him
insane.
talk. Let him
He
talk. Let him
definitely
talk.
not about
Let
to
him
make
talk.
a point.
First of all, point number one. Y'all keep going back to the oppressor.
It's not
Y'all
right.
just
Still
did.
a law.
He went to oppressing, right?
I'm not
Oppressor.
impressed.
Oh my god. Yo, Tourette's is a real thing, bro.
Now y'all really can't let him finish though. That's crazy.
See, he dressed like a highlighter, but he
Everybody
not
mute
that
up.
bright.
Everybody mute up. Everybody mute up, man.
See?
Just let him finish.
The typical YN spirit is insane.
I'm a
But
grown man.
no, be
It's
quiet.
weird.
Be quiet. Look, insane. Y'all act like women. Y'all men.
All right, just go ahead. The next
I
person get
can't.
off. I'm just
Make a
gonna drop
point.
him.
Bro, I
Hold
can't
on.
even
I
get a
got
word
you.
out,
I
bro.
got you. I'm sorry. I got to do this, but y'all must don't hear me. So next person, go ahead. Finish up, man.
Thank you, brother.
I'm about to be done anyway. I'm about to call this a night
Thank
anyway
you.
because I see this triggering people tonight. All the victim heads.
I
I
just
love it. So go ahead. Go ahead, Dad. You can finish up. Go ahead,
Yeah.
and then I think what.
So he keep talking about oppressor. Think this is us. Where's the energy for the gangs oppressing the black people in our communities? Y'all have no energy or no smoke for them at all. And then he brought up black women have the highest rate of basically unaliving during childbirth, but leave out the number one factor is obesity. He leave that part out. He leave that part out because he didn't read the study like I did. Number two, black people are acting like children when it comes to this pilot thing. Black people ain't even messing with heights overall. Black people was not caring about no goddamn pilots until somebody brought up pilot. Now you care about being a pilot? That's no different than having a toy around the house that you didn't care for until your cousin came and started playing with the toy. Now, oh, I want the toy now. And then y'all fighting for DI and don't even benefit y'all. How y'all fighting for something that goes against you? You're fighting. Yo, this is the most dummy logic I ever heard in my life. It don't even make sense. It don't make sense. And the other point I want to say too is this. To Kev's point, I'm gonna lay my plan. Make it really quick. MD. I just got like 14 emails of MD about new job opportunities. In the newspapers, they had something called the classified section that was putting up job opportunities. I got hired the whole 20s, 2000s, 2001, 2, 3, from newspapers. There's nothing stopping you but your mentality. And your mentality,
Black unemployment is up now. It's up.
Bro, you could not let him finish. Now I gotta give him the time, and
thank you.
I gotta give him the time again. Y'all, I don't know why y'all couldn't shut y'all mouth for 2 seconds. That was crazy.
That statement was just so profound. Like it really added so
So
much to
let
the
him finish
conversation.
real quick. I gotta reclaim his time because y'all could not wait a couple minutes. I'm gonna let everybody get their whole minute out. Just let him finish.
So black people was teachers, doctors, firefighters, policemen, everything because we earned it, we work hard for it. The fact that somehow black people still think DI means black is insane. You're fighting, you're a mascot of DI. White liberals make black people become mascots of things that goes against them. ABs. Oh, my body, my choice, you idiot, is unaliving your black children. But you fight for it because you're a mascot. Then you fight for DI. It don't benefit you because you're a mascot. And then you fight for affirmative action when it no longer serves you because black people are smart and educated. We don't need that. But you fight for it and white women benefit more than you. You don't even realize it.
All
You
right,
even
all
fought for
right,
the vax. Bro, you don't get the shot. It's over. Man, I'm be quiet. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
all right. So Hood, like I said, nobody in the room. Oh no, not Hood. Mega. I know you wanted to go. Then Hood, an old girl done dropped her. Then I'm gonna get Heaven in. I'm gonna call it a night after that, y'all, because it's about to be 10 o'clock. But go ahead, Mega.
So I want to say this thing, right? We hear some shit and we run with it. The lies is for me, right? Affirmative action in June 2023, it was in the schools, in the colleges, right? That's where that decision came in. Affirmative action is still a part of the 14th Amendment. As of October 2025, it still remains legal in limited forms. I don't know why y'all hear shit and want to go, oh, they took it all away. Oh, they taking away black. Listen, I hear y'all sitting on this
Girl,
mother
just I
crying
got to get the
all
hell up
day
off of here. This
long.
woman is getting on my last nerve. You have got
I
to
hear
be one
y'all
of the
crying
most
all day long. Do y'all hear the
egregious
Indian?
things that
Hold
I girl,
on, I
go
still got
dye
some
your
time,
wig
right?
or something like
I
that. You
still got
sound
some
crazy
time,
as hell
right?
because I'm really sick of you.
You have
Every
no
time I turn
control.
around,
Thank you,
you have no, I
ma'am,
don't have
sir, whichever
no,
one you are. But
that
can
is
you control
you. That
yourself? Can I
All
have my
right,
minute?
hold on. I
Jesus.
got you.
We sitting here crying. We the only ones crying. I don't hear those immigrants come over here crying about shit. They do it. I see the Mexicans. I see the Indians. I see them doing it. We are still the only people in this bitch talking about we are systemically racist. Stop. Just stop being so fucking lazy.
All right, go ahead, Hood. You got 1 minute.
That
Okay,
lazy
cool.
statement is crazy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
That was so.
y'all can say it right after y'all get y'all one
Yeah,
one
no
minute. Then
problem.
go
No
ahead.
problem. That was such a profound statement from them. I just appreciate it. So anyway, if you understand capitalism, which I doubt you ever read The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith, because even though you're a capitalist, right? At the end of the day, if you understand that capitalism naturally needs cheap labor in order to thrive. If there's not a group of people to exploit, you cannot thrive, which is why they transfer from a normal slave to a wage slave, ma'am, which is why Mexicans come here and they're employed the way they are because they need cheap labor. Why is Mexico not doing great as a country? Maybe because America and it doesn't benefit from the capitalist society as everyone else does. It's just the reality of the situation. So for you to sit here and talk about black people as if we're a lazy group of people, when
Yes,
the
sir.
wealth and the abundance of resources and the abundance of manufacturing that the United States of America has been able to benefit from has not come from our labor, of course we deserve it. Point blank, period. And it's just that simple. And no nigga with a MAGA hat or nobody with MAGA could say shit to me because you're a coon, a raccoon. You're a pathetic man with no spine. You
Hey,
feel me?
can I just say this to add to your point?
Open panel,
Stop.
y'all dog fight it out because I'm just shutting right
Okay,
at
let me just
10.
let me just say this. I've been quiet. Let me say
And I'm
Go
this.
ahead. Go
proud
ahead.
to
You can
Stop
start it
be
off.
an
comparing us.
American.
Hold
We're
on, hold
released.
on,
I know I'm free.
hold on.
And I
Let me
brother,
say
won't
brother,
this.
can he
forget the
talk?
man
Can
who
he talk,
died,
brother?
who
Hey,
gave that
listen.
right to me.
Okay,
That's
This is
whatever.
why
very
we
unfortunate.
stand
Listen,
up.
if any of y'all
Here's
have
to
built a business
you
from
when
the
the
ground
pain
up to a
hurts
$10
still
million business a year, then
today.
y'all can talk
Cause there
stuff to
Hey,
me.
is
hey,
no
but you're
Right?
not gonna mute the
doubt I'm
nigga
a
singing though, right?
free
You're not gonna mute him, right? You'll
Of
man.
mute
course
everybody
not.
else,
God
but you're not gonna
bless
mute
the
him, right?
Of
Thank you.
course not.
USA,
It's open panel.
USA,
Mass
USA,
open panel.
Okay.
USA,
Where do
Okay,
you
It
this
work
it
though?
been
USA,
What
open
tax
panel. I
bracket are
said
you
you was the
in?
last one to talk.
USA,
What tax bracket are
USA,
you in?
He coon.
USA,
What tax bracket are
USA.
you in?
And
What do you do
and I'm
for a living,
proud
brother?
to be an American. We're released, I know I'm
And he
free.
said he
And I
had
nigga
3 jobs
dominating
in
the
3 years
conversation like
from
that.
man who
classified
died,
ads.
who
That means
gave
you
that
lost a
right
job a
to
year.
me, and I'm
That means you
gladly
lost a job a
stand
year.
up
Wait,
next
First
hold
to
up,
off,
hold up, hold up,
you're
hold up.
you
sitting
Jay,
and
somewhere
pain hurts
I'm
screaming
curious
still
about
about something.
MAGA.
today.
You should be
I,
And
ashamed of
I
yourself. Go back to
Bro,
school,
I'm
get a
finna
trade,
leave this
this
do
bullshit. Y'all
something
land.
with
niggas is
yourself.
lame.
What kind of
God
car you
bless
drive?
the
What tax
USA,
bracket are you in? What
USA,
have you done
wait,
Hey,
Jay,
besides
USA,
Dan,
Jay,
bro,
sucking
hold
you
up
up,
need
Jay,
your
MAGA?
USA,
ass
What do
beat.
you
You
do
really
for a
USA,
need
living,
your
wait,
brother?
hold
ass
up.
beat.
USA,
Huh? What do
Wait,
you
I just
do
want to say
USA,
for a
one thing.
living?
I want to say one thing.
And
USA,
hold
It's
on, let me say
clear.
this because I was trying
USA.
before you started singing.
Yo,
Stop
USA,
comparing us, who've been here
USA.
since the
Yo,
1800s,
the
on people who just
USA.
got here
You
yesterday.
vampires upset. The
Okay?
vampires
I'm
upset.
not
You
upset.
Wait,
upset.
hold up.
You
Brother,
He is
I'm
trying to
upset.
dominate
aggressive.
the.
You
You
upset.
a coon,
Wait,
You
boy.
Jay, Jay,
upset.
wait. Before
USA.
it's clear that he's
USA.
trying to dominate the
He's an
conversation.
entry-level individual.
USA.
He's happy to
Up
have an
until
entry level
o'clock.
job. He's a
USA.
regular schmegular.
USA.
Hey,
And
You
tell
that's
this
all
white
you'll
tell
ever
this
conservative.
do.
white bitch
Wait,
in the comments, shut up.
USA,
wait, and hold on for
USA.
just a
And
second.
I'm proud
It
to
Yo,
is so
be an
clear.
like
American.
It
I
is
said,
clear.
We
I'm
release
just
our
curious as to what he
global
does for a
free.
living
Oh my
And I
god.
besides wear
won't
MAGA hats.
forget the man who
Never mind.
died, who
This
gave
is
their
sad,
right
man.
to
Massa,
me.
we
I
sick?
gladly stand up
Oh my mama,
next to
Master, we
you
sick?
when the
Master,
finish
our house
line
burning
is
down.
This
That's
is
together.
our
very
house.
sad,
And
man.
there is no doubt I love this land.
Yo, yo.
God bless.
And
When you get white people
the
Cause
agreeing with you
y'all
like
accomplice
that, you
used to
know
be
you
is
to
I
your
can
cooning.
cut.
say
That's
this
why.
stuff with my
Y'all
chest out.
used to be
You're
to your
cooning.
cut. So,
You're cooning.
Yeah.
and
You're
I'm
cooning.
proud to
You're
Tomfoolery
be an
is what
cooning.
we call it.
American.
I
Will
know you don't live in
release, I
Chicago. We'll
know
beat the
I'm
fuck out you wearing that
free.
hat. You
And
sound
I
slow.
won't
You
We'll
got a
beat the
right to
shit
Wait,
wear
out
hold
the
on,
you.
hat,
man.
dude.
forget
We'll
Now,
beat
see,
the
that's
shit
where
out
I
of him.
disagree.
me.
He's
And I
got every
proudly
right to wear the
stand
hat,
up
to vote for who he
next to
wants to vote
you when
for,
the
to
finish
be a
line still
conservative. He got every
today.
right. But this
Cause there ain't no
tomfoolery,
doubt I love
come on,
this
man.
We'll beat the shit
land.
out of him. I'm telling you.
God bless the
Hey,
Oh,
We
so
yeah.
would.
USA.
so
We
lab.
would
I
dog walk
So
pledge
his ass.
host,
allegiance to the
host,
No,
flag
we need
host.
to
of the
educate
United